All right. We are live on YouTube.
All right. Hell yeah. Well, hello, YouTube. Put that there, there. That. Trying to find any other.
All right, cool. You ready?
I am.
All right, I'll start. What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Turnbuckle Talk with myself and Kraken. We had an insane weekend of pro wrestling. I say we just say hi, skip the small talk, and we just jump into it because
Yeah.
it's already 1:30 a.m. for you. Actually, yeah, it's gonna be too soon. So we're gonna jump right into this weekend of wrestling. So hope you had a good week, Kraken. The rest of the week after Tuesday. Um, but let's start with tonight's Forbidden Door, fresh in our head. We can really cover it really quickly here. Not even quickly, but I know we'll divulge
No, it's,
into
it's
this.
not gonna be quick, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's a good one to knock out first. I feel since it just happened. Um, so we are two. Let's just talk about the last three matches real quick. The final three, they touted them as a triple main event. Boy, did it come off as a triple main event for me. The Maya Mercedes match. Maya is a future women's world champion. That match was
Absolutely.
amazing. I personally give that 5 stars.
Yeah, I do not disagree with you on that. I've never cheered so hard for an underdog in my life, and I say that because they built it as Maya was the underdog. I
She
was truly
was.
disappointed
She
that
was.
she tapped.
Yeah.
But this is setting her up n- uh, to take the ROH title from Athena.
Yes,
That's where she goes
1000%.
first.
The Athena promo afterward is 100% setting that up since she beat her in the semifinals.
A-
Um, yeah, definitely is where it's going.
And that may even happen at All In. It may not happen at the All In style pay per view that they normally have, which I think they've already had that Super Card of Honor, right?
Well, that typically
Um,
was in April. It got pushed to May or whatever it was this year.
yeah. So
Um, or even I don't remember how long ago, but it might have been June. But yeah, so no, they still have some other big shows coming up. But yeah, that's one of them.
so I do believe Maya, she will be on the main roster if she doesn't take the title from Athena, but I think that's where they're going. But yeah, she could hang with anyone right now
Facts.
on that
Yeah,
road.
I didn't know much of Maya. Even signing the AW, I feel like I don't watch Collision weekly. Just whenever I'm available to, and I see the highlights and whatnot. But like I've never not seen her as often as I see who. If I'm just mainly a Dynamite guy, so seeing her go through the tournament, I obviously missed the Athena match because I was on Collision, but I did see her first win, and then obviously this match. Um, yeah, she's a star, man. She's 100% a star.
Yeah,
The
there's
storytelling
no
was really
doubt.
good too. So obviously they played into a lot how growing up, 10-ish years ago, that was her favorite was Mercedes Sasha, and obviously they brought it up at the beginning before the match during her entrance on commentary that she's obviously gonna know her moveset well. So Mercedes better be prepared for that since she's studied her whole life basically. And it played out with her hitting her with her own moves. We saw her hit the statement maker,
Mhm.
locked in the submission. The crowd, when Sasha, Mercedes reversed it, and Maya was fighting, and she was fighting for that rope. That crowd was insane. Like the hype, like so at the beginning, she had some people cheering for her, good cheers. But as the match got on, it became let's go Maya Mercedes, let's go Maya Mercedes. Like it was insane how much of the crowd ended up behind Maya by this end of this match, and obviously tapping out after she got to the rope, but then Mercedes pulled her back and whatnot. But like, dude, just the storytelling overall with like her just growing up watching her and then getting to the finals against her and fucking getting out of a lot of her removes, reversing out of a lot of the stuff that she's used. It was really fucking good. Like it was just perfect. 5 out of 5.
Yeah. This is up there for me for match of the night.
Yeah.
The the
Yep.
the triple threat main event, 100% was what it built up to be.
Yes.
Um, and you know, Mercedes has now done. what the first. I think she's the first time that anyone's won back to back Owens in AEW since they
Yeah,
started it. I think she's the first
it
person to
is.
do that as well.
Yep, it's the first
So that
time anyone's won 2 Owens and let alone back to
so
back.
so that's another big, milestone for her herself. But man, I think what really got me over throughout the match with Maya was just everything Mercedes did. Like you said, the reversals, knowing the move set, knowing what was coming next, and being able to counter so well.
Mhm.
I just it it's prime example of knowing your mentor, knowing the people you go like watch growing up,
Yep.
and you've seen that throughout the whole thing. I mean, I don't know any other way to explain it. It was a great match.
Yeah, and so Mercedes is definitely on her way, I think, to beat Tekla. If it's I don't see anyone beating Tekla before All In, so I definitely think it's gonna be Mercedes Tekla at All In.
Yeah. I, but Mercedes is gonna have to go technically face on because unless
I could see her fully
that.
turning because she's heel right now. They attacked Hyan and Maya on Saturday, last night on
Mhm.
Collision, and then of course it led to tonight, and she was acting heel throughout the match, flipping off the crowd. So it would be something that I think they would fully pull the trigger on, maybe at All In finally. But it's possible she stays heel. The other option I could see happening, which I kind of would love personally, just because I'm a stan of this, is Willow Nightingale somehow beating Tekla before then, and then because right now Meltzer said the initial plan for Women's Queen of the not Queen of the Ring. I'm sorry, that just ended too, so that's also on the mind for the Women's Owen Hart Cup was supposedly Dave claims it was Tony Storm, and she was gonna be her and Tekla at All In. And then I guess when she was out for whatever reason she's out, is went to Willow was the next in line that they had in the books and set to go, and then her injury just happened. But obviously she's about to come back. Seemingly they've played something last night on Collision, kind of played it again here tonight. So it makes me think Willow's on the deck to come back sometime soon. Meltzer saying, I think it was either it was Fightful Select. I'm sorry, Sean Ross Sapp said that she will be returning soon, like sooner. I guess sooner than they expected. I would assume because we haven't even crowned a new champion. So
Yeah, no, we haven't got a new champ, and she was real upset when she, had to relinquish everything. And I thought maybe, could they try to play it as it was her shoulder? I thought maybe she had
yeah,
torn something, but maybe it's just like a dislocation that wasn't as bad as they thought.
yeah,
It's
could have been.
a quick turnaround. I don't know, but I'm glad she's coming back. I just hope it doesn't
Not it's not too soon.
n- yeah, not too soon to kind of mess up kind of the flow of everything that's happening.
So that's like I don't think right now that's like fully possible, but I think it's not out of the realm of possibility that somehow Willow would get the title before then. And there's history with Mercedes and Willow. Obviously, Mercedes lost the TBS title to Willow. Same thing with
Mhm,
the what was it, the New Japan Strong title, I believe. It was
mhm,
an injury that ended the match, so Mercedes called it on the fly and said, "If win, pin me," because she was hurt, and that's what kept her out for so
mhm,
long. Anyway, so she knew. So there's a lot of history there. You could tie that back into Willow since she beat Mercedes. Well, and she even beat Willow for the TBS title. So kind of full circle again. So
yeah,
that could be way without turning her face, but I feel like with her reaching there, it would be a better moment to do as a face for her. Do the turn fully at All In, or even right before it, because it would make sense. She can never get the big one in an AEW, and now she finally does after just needing to kind of, I guess, go back to the good side. I don't know. They could, I'm obviously not explaining it fully well, but I definitely think that that would be the better outcome as of this moment. They could. We'll see how it plays out.
yeah. They got 2 months right at, give or take, maybe a
Hmm.
month and a half. So they
Yeah,
got plenty of time. We got redemptions too, so that's next month.
and I was surprised because I thought Beach Break would kind of be because it's in like a week and a half. So I figured that'd be where like they do the Briscoe MJF. So I figured that's possible. They could do some big matches there, and then of course again at the pay per view in Montreal here in July, before All In. But we're seeing MJF and Briscoe this Wednesday.
Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna do the same thing they done last time and have MJF drop the title again back to back, kind of like after a pay per view. I don't I don't know if that's the
I
route
don't
they
think
decide to
so.
go.
I think they're definitely going to have MJF use the Callis fam to retain. Obviously, Andrade might help. We did see, so let's talk about the whole steel cage. We saw tonight in the steel cage match was fucking phenomenal. It was an insane, awesome circle cage too this year instead of
That
the.
was
It was basically the same in the form that it didn't fit the ring. Like it wasn't fit like an elimination chamber where they had it connected via like floors and stuff. It was
yeah,
just legit like last year's cage where it just surrounded the ring. Last year's was a square or whatever, rectangle, I guess.
yeah. It looked
And
kind of odd, but yeah.
this year's was a circle-ish, kind of oval, but worked really well. They were able to set up all the tables around the ring for all the big spots they did. The chaos. It felt like a PWG match. If you've ever seen a PWG match, multi-man PWG match, that's kind of the idea I got out of it. Like it was just chaotic spot after chaotic spot, insane moves, quadruple fucking super kicks, and well, that was the tag match with the triple tag match. But I mean, that still basically happened in this one too. But I loved the
It's
idea of the backpacks, not just for the conglomeration or the bags, because I guess Roddy's was humongous. But
yeah,
if you notice when they first came out, Darby never had one. So like everyone else did, even Takeshita, but Darby never did. We eventually saw that bag, and it took me a minute to click in my head. So we see Kevin Knight jump from the turnbuckle to the cage. He's running from Darby towards the end of the match. He's on the top. He like scoots his butt along the top of the cage. Darby follows him. There's a bag, so he stands up, looks like he's gonna do something. He's above the four tables, the stacked four tables, and he like sees the bag. And it took a minute. I was like, what the? Because then he like throws it or whatever, and boom, big explosion. He falls through the tables, fucking brutal. Nasty spot. One doesn't even break fully. Just insane spot with the big fucking pyro spark like in his face. And it took me a minute to realize that was Darby's backpack.
yes.
It
That
took me
was
a
on
good
his
like 30
backpack.
seconds to fully once I saw the replay and I was like, "Oh, that's his backpack. I get it. He set it there for someone to grab. That makes so much sense now." It took me a full like 30 seconds to grasp what that was.
Yeah, I didn't know what was gonna possibly be in that bag, like because everyone else had
Yeah,
something
right?
very
There was nothing
creative
in there,
to
or at
their
least we didn't see it.
character gimmick, you know? Like, Briscoe had the thumbtacks, which we seen him help beat MJF.
Mhm.
OC had orange slices.
From
Um,
Willow. It was like,
yeah,
for today, love Willow.
yeah, and then you have I don't know what the callback for Kyle O'Reilly and what Nintendo. I don't know if that might have
I don't
been
know what that was, like why that was his, but dude, that was brutal because that's what I believe
yeah,
essentially cut open Kyle Fletcher.
yeah, that
Yeah,
was
and
great.
he choked him with the controllers. Yeah, it
And
was
then
crazy. Oh,
Takeshita
and at one
had
point he had the cartridge, the game, and go when he put it in,
oh
then
yeah,
he
he
hit
blew in
Fletcher.
it.
Yeah, yeah, that shit was great.
Yeah. Shivani said, "Take me back to the '80s playing Donkey Kong." Like,
Yeah, that was funny though. And then of course Takeshita did the whole he was reaching in, and once I
oh
realized after like a second or two that he was like taking his time, I was like, oh, he's gonna flip him off, isn't he? Sure
yeah,
enough,
that's
he
right.
pulled out the bird
Yeah.
and he had nothing in his. And then of course Roderick's bag, and they had
Oh,
MJF. I forgot. I think it was Jake Doyle had it basically, and he told him open it, open what? Get it out of here. Figure out what it is or
yeah.
whatever. And he opens it, and it's Leo Rush. And I didn't watch Collision, so I don't know if they like did anything on Collision to show it. I'm assuming they kidnapped Leo Rush, like because they've
I
been
don't yeah.
afraid of him. So I didn't see Collision. So if anyone knows if anything happened on Collision, did you watch Collision by chance?
I I watched Collision, but I don't
Okay.
remember them attacking or
I just wondered
kidnapping
if they
him.
did
I
something that
know
made that make sense. Obviously, besides the fact that they've been having interactions with him, and they're like OC on Wednesday, like said it's fine, and then him and Renee were like, "Oh shit!" Like, so that's like the only thing I can think of. Like, they just been having interactions with him for a few weeks. So I don't know. That was funny. So I'm assuming they kidnapped him because he was just in the bag. And he comes out and he's obviously starts biting Mox's hand, and he's and he finally found his reign in Okada.
yeah.
Him and Okada had him face off, and he's like the rain, and Okada gave him the Rainmaker, so he got it. Yeah, no, the backpacks were great for everyone. I loved them.
Yeah, it was smart because I remember Orange Cassidy, he was like, "Everyone's gonna have a backpack. We're all gonna have a backpack." And I was
Yep.
like,
Yeah, they gave
"That's
Takeshita
just."
his on Wednesday, I believe.
So I was like, "What are we gonna do with these backpacks come Forbidden Door?" And this was great. This is a way it kept it interesting because they didn't have their titles in them. I don't think any of them came out with a
No,
title.
that's what I thought when we first saw, because I think Briscoe was the first one to pull his out with the tax. And so I thought he was pulling out. I didn't know what he was pulling out because he's not champion, but When I saw OC, I was like, oh, he's pulling out his belt, and then it was the oranges. I was like, oh my god, and then it turned into the everyone had something funny. Oh no, the NES was first. I'm sorry, Kyle Fletcher was O'Reilly. My goodness, I'm all over
Yeah,
the place. But
one of the cows.
yeah. At one point when I think Fletcher had O'Reilly in like a choke and everyone was kind of like kicking on him, I was like, oh my god, here we go, Kyle's again. But yeah, dude, that cage match. Honestly, I think with all the craziness, obviously the spot to Kevin, Jake Doyle got put through a table. Think Blue Thunder bombed. Who got Blue Thunder bombed? Was it Fletcher through the table? I think it was Fletcher.
It was Fletcher, yeah. Takesha
Oh,
Blue
dude, that
Thunder
was
bombed
he
it.
has
Yeah,
such a beautiful Blue Thunder bomb. Just the whole match itself had a great. It was fantastic spots, crazy wrestling, and some good comedic stuff with like Leo and the oranges and stuff like that. Oh, and they even squeezed the citrus into the fucking cuts of Fletcher. That's right, I forgot about that. That was crazy too. Imagine if it was a lemon though. I mean, it doesn't make sense with OC, but that'd be
it
even
would have
crazier.
all burned.
He would have been out the whole
All the
match.
citrus. Yeah,
But
there's
I
no
think that
way.
match, I honestly have to give 5.5. That was so good, like, and so entertaining. Like, it just beats Mercedes. And I broke a scale. Yes, I broke my scale for it. I never even give fives. Like, I don't. I feel like I'm more stingy than Dave Meltzer with 5 stars. And I already gave
Yeah.
2 just on those 2 main events.
He said, I'm at what 10 stars already over here. He said,
Yeah, 10.5. I'm honestly giving it 5.5. But speaking of blood, Swerve
my God.
Strickland should have passed out. What, dude? He was leaking for like I don't remember. It was more towards the backside of the match, but it felt forever. Like it didn't like Osprey's eventually stopped and it dried. And again,
God.
I don't know exactly how long he bled. It was the backside of the match for Swerve, but it definitely felt like it was nonstop gushing. Even afterwards, after the Tiger Driver, you could see it dripping from his head
Puddles.
onto the mat behind him again. And that's the end of the match when it's already been going for probably 8 minutes plus more. Like that, he's been bleeding like that. It didn't feel
Yeah.
that long, but it felt like forever that it was nonstop gushing.
You remember, it reminded me of the Buried Alive match, with Taker and Vince.
Gosh, I don't even know if I've seen that one. Might have. I don't remember. That was so long ago.
But Vince bled like that, and, like, it wouldn't stop. Like, it just would not, and that
Ah,
I was like, "God almighty." Like, you at one point, when the Death Riders showed up and,
yeah.
like, the lights were pointing down at Swerve when he's in the corner looking at them,
Uh
it
huh.
looked like there
It was
was,
just like a
like, the
faucet.
light yeah, like, you could see the light reflecting off of it, it was just pouring, look like
It was like a
I was
drip
like,
off of his cheek or down his body.
I was like, "Dude, this is fucking
There
crazy."
was a that same shot where he was in the corner. If you looked at his beard, he had kind of like a longer beard. There was like, it wasn't just as like a stain of blood. It looked like a thick piece of plasma blood. It was
Mhm.
so nutty. Like, and I say it of quite a bit in AEW because it happens a bit where you see guys have a lot of blood across their whole face. That was a legit crimson mass. There was nonstop blood everywhere on that whole face. There wasn't one, maybe a couple spots dried up over time, but it was just, dude, it was nutty. The most blood, I think. I told Sarah that might have been more blood than the Hangman match, the
It was.
with the cage and all that. Yeah,
Um, when you can leave puddles on the floor that stand, and then on the steel steps, and then on the table, and then on the mat everywhere your face, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
And
And
it's
but dude, it started out slow, Osprey and Swerve. Like it started out not like Saber Jr. and Kenny did, like where it was a lot of grappling. It was just a slower pace. Like they were still doing the kind of typical things. One thing that I don't like about this match, there was a million fucking hidden blades.
oh my god, dude, it was finisher spams, and I understand, like, they were
I'm
going to
fine
g
with it to
do
an extent,
whatever it
but there was
took.
there was a good amount of house calls too. I don't know if there was as many house calls as there was hidden blades, but there was a lot of house calls. So at that point, that's what made sense to me why it was probably gonna be the Tiger Driver to end it because I think he was it Wednesday. There was some time recently where he like tried to go for it, but he didn't get it or something. I feel
Um,
like
I
I
think
don't.
I think he tried, but didn't go through with it, yeah, but
No, I
it
think he got
made
stopped.
sense.
I think he got like broken up as soon as he was going for it or something, or like sort of got away or someone. But so I was like, and he hadn't done it. Like I remember he like would break himself because it was after the Bryan match. You know, they did the whole story that
Mhm.
he fucked Bryan up really bad, and that's what took Bryan out before his his last match against Swerve or against I forgot who was it Swerve? I don't even remember. Um,
Yeah, Brian's title match, you know?
No, because he beat Swerve.
Mhm.
Who the fuck beat Brian? I don't remember. Was it Mox? It was Mox.
Yeah, Mox beat him. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So he
Mox,
had,
that's when he put yeah.
but yeah, it was the last time Osprey stopped using it was when he when he had the Brian match that he lost. Um, or did he beat Brian? Dude, I don't remember.
He
Anyways,
it's been so long. It's 2,
but
3
that
years
was the
ago at this
last time
point.
he did it. So or landed it. He had teased it a few times. So I was like, dude, that's the only way he's gonna win this match because they've kicked out of a million house calls, a million of fucking Oz cutters and everything. And he did the Death Rider, he did Paradigm Shift, he's tried submissions, and he submitted them on the outside. But obviously, I think that was just Swerve, just knowing that he could get the ref to break it up if he's tapping on the outside.
Mhm.
Just kind of more strategy than anything to get him off. Um, but yeah, dude, this match once it really picked up, like, dude, I think again I broke the scale and I gave after it said and done, I was like 6 stars.
Yeah, this most definitely outperformed the last match they had against each other.
Oh, by far.
This was a better overall match than I think Hangman and Will for the last Owen tournament.
That match was great
Man,
though.
yeah, it was, but I mean, this one was. I feel like there was a lot more in this match. Like either way, for that one, we knew someone was going to probably take the title off of John,
Were
right?
you concerned at any moment that Mox was and the Death Riders were gonna like not like gonna go against Will?
No,
Me
when
either,
they
but
came out
Sarah
there,
Sarah was definitely like concerned for a little bit that something was gonna go down with Mox and the Death Riders and Osprey. I was like, I don't know. They've been putting a lot of effort into this at the moment to help him. I don't really think they'll do it yet. But then, so once
yeah,
nothing happened, she's like, I could still see it happening at like after he wins the belt at All In. I was
the
like, what, like a
Wednesday
bag
after,
situation? I was like, that'd be pretty crazy because they're putting so much time and effort into helping him. But one thing I
yeah,
loved was not only did they do a lot of callbacks in the match, I loved the payoff for Pac here in Osprey
yes,
because Pac put the title around Osprey's waist, the Owen Hart title, and applauded him. And then especially once the Death Rider started going over the rail, Pac was the last to go over, and he stopped, gave him a nod, clapped, and left with the rest of Death Riders. And Osprey acknowledged,
mhm,
like, he like looked at everyone, and was like, "That was the bastard. He's proven
yeah,
like we're
he
good
finally
now."
accepted him.
Yeah, so the payoff for that was really good too. The storytelling for that was fun. So, damn, dude, it's everything about that match was phenomenal. The celebration afterward with the crowd, Alex Windsor coming out to celebrate with him. Yeah, dude, that match had it all. Like it was so good.
Yeah, the payoff has been great. Now I want to know who we're gonna have him go against.
There's so many
That's the
in
final
my
question.
mind. I could see so many different routes here. Obviously, we have. That's why we brought up the Briscoe thing too. I mean, obviously that was a match we talked about prior, because that means Briscoe gets a shot, and he chose it right before the main event that it was going to be against MJF this Wednesday. Tony Khan made it official during the main event or after the main event. I think they announced it. It was official or whatever.
Hmm.
Um, so I think MJF, like we were talking about earlier, he retains this Wednesday. I don't think they'll go the Darby route. I think he has learned from that scenario because that scenario was him. Obviously, he was defending more at the time. MJF, he was having more
Yes.
defenses for the title, and it led to the pay per view, and then following the pay per view, he had the match with Darby, and then he lost. So kind of the same scenario we're
Hmm.
kind of getting here, but I think they're going to show that he learned from that, and he's probably going to pay off the Callis fam. Obviously, Andrade, I think will get involved because Andrade turned on Callis fam. He had a fuck. That's something we didn't talk about. He had the fuck Callis
Yeah, fuck
fuck
house.
MJF
Yeah.
shirt on. He turned on MJF. He was holding Briscoe. MJF made him hold Briscoe,
Mhm.
and then when he came at him, he threw Briscoe aside and spinning elbowed MJF.
That's when that was fucking nasty.
Yeah, and then he started yelling at him and took off the shirt, and he had the fuck Don Callis fuck shirt, fuck MJF shirt, and started fighting off. I think Doyle went after him, and then he threw Doyle or whatever. But yeah, basically helped Briscoe get his title shot, which is interesting because he's been wanting the title shot. So I don't know if we'll see Andrade try to help Briscoe, or if he's just trying to go attack MJF during the match. But I definitely can see him doing something, or even just being there to try to distract him.
Yeah, he most definitely does something. Helping Briscoe, I don't know. I don't know if he
Mm-hmm.
wants to fight,
He helped him tonight.
go up against Briscoe. Yeah, but would Andrade and Briscoe be a payoff match? Like, would
No,
you
because
rather see
the payoff's
Andrade
MJF
and
and Andrade.
yeah?
So that's where I'm saying there's so many ways that this can go now. Even though we know Will's getting this title shot, I still say that this could go possibly. We could get possibly MJF Andrade at all. I know it's a
Yeah.
month and a half ish away, even more than that, a little under 2 months here. But like, if you play your cards right, I think you could set that up for them. So I'd say you have, I I say you have MJF retain Wednesday, and then you obviously have to worry about redemption coming up. They have beach break the next week, but you don't have to worry about that since he's defending the week prior, anyways. But I think now that Kenny beat Zach and he's been winning a bit more, I think it's time to push for, and it makes sense for Montreal redemption. Push Kenny MJF again. MJF's beaten him twice. In my perfect world, my fan world, obviously I would just say it because I've been saying it for a long time now. I want Kenny Ospreay all in. My fiance Sarah
Mhm.
brought up a good point tonight though, and I didn't really cross my mind until she brought it up. Do I really want to have Kenny be a transitional champion though? Because I think the majority of us want to see the payoff for Ospreay and think it's going to be the payoff for Ospreay to finally win it at All In. You know, he's been there a few years now, so I think this is supposed to be the payoff year. Obviously, now with him winning, he's been losing a lot of. He's lost to a lot of the big guys, basically Ospreay at this point. So I think it's about time.
I
That's
mean,
the whole story with Mox and the Death Riders are getting him to over the hump. And yeah, so I don't know. Like I don't want him to be a short transitional champion, but I just selfishly want Osprey Omega at All In.
yeah, I mean, a lot of us do. But transitional champion is what they'll probably do. But I don't
They
think
could
it
still go
would be the right
MJF Osprey.
idea.
There's history there. They fought in 2024, I think, at All In. It might have been 2023.
Yeah.
This is 2024. And at All In, so
Well,
you have the history there. They've had multiple matches. I believe this would also be their third matchup if they were to go again.
mhm.
Um, So the stories are there for both Max and Omega. They've had the little things with Omega backstage. So there's those two options. There is the option of Briscoe, obviously.
Old Briscoe.
Um, or there's the option of MJF losing again, a short reign for Briscoe. MJF gets it back, but then I don't think you have him losing immediately to Kenny after that, if that's the match. So it's like you have a few options here to go. Obviously, those are the three that I could think of off the top of the dome for All In. But those are the first two make the most sense.
I can't wait to find out. Like that's there's so many
I agree.
scenarios,
I agree.
and we could play Booker all night, but like they have done so well. Like we we honestly have no idea where they're going. We didn't see Darby being champion and having 8 title matches and knocking
In a
them out in the
month.
park every
Yeah.
fucking time. So it could end up being Briscoe and fucking Will Ospreay. The craziest combination. I don't know. And
Yeah.
then you're not gonna have Will be a heel either walking into Wembley.
I feel like that is an option you can explore, but the Death Riders are definitely face. More tweeners, but I'd still say leaning face right now. Definitely face, at least for Mox. So you could, if you wanted the Death Riders to be that heel fit team again, but they're definitely not right now.
Nope. Not now at least.
Yeah. So yeah, great. The three main events were definitely show stealers, and there was great matches for it, which we'll go over here too now. But those three were my scale breakers. They went insane tonight on those three main events.
Yeah. The AEW continues to show they can put on a 5-hour show and it not be too much.
Yeah, I didn't feel that it was that long. Like I knew it was getting later. Like I knew like what the time was, but like it didn't click in my head that we were past the 4 hour mark at that point. Until someone in my chat was like, "Yeah, dude, it's almost 1 a.m. Holy shit!" But like they meant it in a way like this match is so amazing and it's almost 1 a.m. And I was like, "Oh my god,
Yeah.
holy shit, we're coming up in 5 hours!" And yeah, dude, that again, like at All In, we were both there last year. Went like 6.5 hours, more
Yeah.
with the
It was
pre-show and
long.
everything.
Yeah.
Um, but I totally didn't feel it until I was like, "Oh shit, we're on the last three matches, and we're like already at 4 hours, or whatever it was, four and a
Yeah.
half hours at that point." Um, so I don't know. It's just AW is so good at pay-per-views, and these three main events were phenomenal.
There were. I mean, and like you said, there's more matches on this card that were great as well.
And just before Maya and Mercedes, we had a great tag title defense: Cage and Cope versus the Dogs. The Dogs, of course, have been brawling a lot and antagonizing Christian and Cope. I almost said Christian and Cage was the same person. Uh, but tonight, it wasn't just Cage and Cope who got the job done. I actually thought we were going to see Gabe Kidd since he showed up in New Japan recently.
I
So I
did
thought
too.
we were going to see Gabe Kidd at some point, maybe, and that would lead to someone helping Cage and Cope. Of course, lights went out, and we see the Bang Bang Gang, except for Jay White, up on the stage, and they're there in formation. Crowd's going crazy. Lights are still off everywhere but the stage. Eventually, shing, hear the switchblade music. Camera cuts back to the ring, and in the ring is Jay fucking White.
Jay White.
Year plus gone due to injury. I think it was a knee or foot injury or something. It
Mhm.
kept him out way
I think
longer
it was
than
knee
anticipated.
and shoulder. Yeah, I think he had like back to back crazy ass injuries.
So he was out for a year plus and just over a year, I think. And so he's back. Took out David Finlay. Obviously, if you don't know, the tying with them is that when Jay White left for AEW, it was David Finlay and the War Dogs who took out Jay White and took him out of the Bullet Club because they were the Bullet Club War Dogs. And so
Hmm.
they were the ones who took over the Bullet Club, who were the last kind of hurrah of the Bullet Club before it ended at the beginning of this year. And yeah, so there's the tie-in. They're having Jay White getting revenge, and obviously there's already been stuff going on with the Dogs and the Guns we had seen kind of leading up to all this too, and the rest of the Bang Bang Gang a little bit. So yeah, this is gonna be very interesting. We're actually gonna get a Bullet Club uh, kick out of Bullet Club payoff in AEW. That was quite a while ago. That was like 3-4 years ago.
Yeah. But so I know we had talked about it before. Jay White was very big at posting on his social media.
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned it back in October,
Yeah.
16th. It was ready with a question mark.
Mm-hmm.
Again, March, ready with a question mark. Ready with a question mark on May 13th. Tonight, before I guess it started, he posted ready with just a period.
No
And of
question
course,
mark.
maybe
Okay,
this, yeah, so maybe this was his way of letting us know. I didn't keep
that
up
he
with
was ready.
Twitter,
Yeah.
yeah. So he's kind of like he
But
was
that's a
teasing
long
everybody.
time to be doing that since
Smart,
October. And he didn't do
yeah,
it for every pay per view, but he did it for a lot of them.
yes. So I mean, but it was great to finally see him back. I'm really looking forward, and they brought it up, like you said, they brought up the Bullet Club
Hmm.
stuff, and even though it's gonna be it's David Finlay right now and Clark Connors because Gabe Kidd's kind of doing whatever he's doing in New Japan right now.
I feel we'll see him soon
So
since he seems to be cleared now.
is it just gonna be Jay White and maybe Juice going up against him for now, and then they're gonna throw
Yeah.
Ace Austin in?
It's right now, what, 5 against 2? Three,
Yes,
technically, if Gabe comes back in. Um, I know FTR said they're going to be taking time off, but they could fit in.
and on the other side, the Death Riders and the Dogs work together.
But see, the Dogs are more hill adjacent, while I feel right now, at least, the Death Riders are more face. They're tweeners for sure, but they're definitely more face.
Well, I mean, Yuta, I feel like he's still heel. Garcia's still heel.
I guess that's my point. Like Marina's still heel in the women's division. Like that's Mox is the main one because Pac is he's the bastard. How can he not be heel?
Yep.
Claudio definitely gets mixed reactions. He'll get cheered in his matches because he has a very very good move set and a very pleasing style to get into. Very
Mhm.
hard hitting, so he's very easy to like. Um, yeah, so it's that's why I say tweener. Like some of them are coming off as heels, while Mox is mainly like that tweener face right now.
Yep.
So
It's
yeah, maybe they could join the Dogs. Maybe that will send them back into the hillside, and Osprey will be like, "What the fuck are you guys doing?" And that could lead to them eventually. Because Sarah said she's worried that they might do something at All In now, and I was like, "What, like the bag?" And she was like, "Yeah, like maybe the bag or something." I'll be like,
yeah,
"But
the
why
best.
though? After putting so much time." But this could be a tie-in if that is a route they want to explore, if them helping the dogs and it kind of brings out that hillside back. I'm like, I don't know. I don't like that idea personally, but it's just an idea.
Yeah, it's an idea because right now it's all up in the air on where they're going and how they're gonna
We
spin
have
it.
we have time to build all these up, so
Yes,
I feel
yes,
like
plenty of time.
with Redemption, you got that pay-per-view coming up. So yeah, you got time.
We also did not talk about the Will Ospreay and Swerve entrance. Um,
Yes.
those were badass. I will say AEW does great at doing like the cosplay stuff for their DC comic books and stuff like that. And Will coming out as Bane was phenomenal. That mask, even with the smoke coming out, was great. And then Swerve riding in on the bike, and I was like, maybe he's trying to be Lobo. And then I seen the chain with the hook on it. I was like, yeah, he is most
I didn't
definitely
recognize the
cosplaying as
Lobo
Lobo.
cosplay, but I did recognize the Bane, the Dark Knight Bane one. It's funny. My
Yeah.
chat was like, oh, that's not just Bane. That's Dark Knight Bane. He ain't the good Bane. And I was like, really? You guys like the? I forgot exactly what that one was. But with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he was the Iceman. I forgot his Doctor Freeze or whatever, Mister Freeze.
That was Batman Forever, I do
Yes,
believe.
there you go. Thank
Yeah.
you. And so yeah, so that had that Bane, which is obviously like the crazy
Of course.
fucking.
He Jack. Yeah.
So it was. I guess they were just joking. I don't know. I did like Dark Knight Rises personally. But yeah, so he was definitely Bane. But yeah, I did like both entrances. And Osprey got the whole like promo or vignette, if you will, whatever, with the Moxley talk voiceover and hype.
Hmm.
And when that happened, I was like, geez, I wonder who's gonna win. But then the match happened and it had me on my toes. So
Yeah, because it was kind of 50-50. Anyone could have won, but yeah, they were great entrances.
But back to Jay White really quick. So actually during the main event, I think it was, my chat was like, dude, Austin Gunn posted your video on Twitter. And I guess like that, like where you can like share someone's video, like you quote tweet it, like ends up on your own like new tweet thing. Not like a quote post.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So he did that. And I was like, oh shit. And he was like, yep. So our reaction, mine and Sarah's reaction to Jay White returning and all that was he posted it. I was like, fuck yeah.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. But yeah, the Cajun Coat match was pretty good. It wasn't really too crazy, but it was a good hard hitting matchup that the dogs kind of controlled a lot of. I felt like.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna fucking win. I really did. I was like, okay, well, we're not gonna get to redemption. They're not gonna get to retire in where they want to. I was like, they're gonna lose the tag titles
They're actually gonna beat
a
them.
month and a
Yeah,
half in. Yeah, and if it wasn't for the Bang Bang Gang, they would have lost.
I think so. The dogs were kicking their ass. The
And that
very
was something.
dog.
Yeah.
They had the upper hand most of the match.
And that was something Jay White made a very good point of to Christian because Christian comes in there being the heel. Christian, he grabs the title, gets in his face, and
Hmm.
you know, Cope was like, "Hey, hey, he helped us." And Jay White, you couldn't really make it out what he was saying, but I could only imagine he was like, if it wasn't for me, if it wasn't for us, you wouldn't have that title that
I
night.
could see them coming up to them like leading up to Redemption in Montreal, being like, "Guns want that title," like the guns. So
Yeah, I mean, they had what the trio six man, and the fucking tag titles at one point. Like they had four or
yeah,
five
they've
different
had
titles
yeah.
before everyone started
I
getting
think they
hurt.
dropped the trios because of injury. Could be wrong on that.
Yeah, I think Austin. I think that was the first time Colton got hurt.
And then Jay was hurt too.
Yeah, and just because then they gave it
Then
to
Juice got hurt. He got hurt a few
Bruce.
times. I feel like in between Jay injuries, I feel like Juice got hurt twice.
Yeah, I'm hoping
It was mainly
that's gone.
Austin, and then and then he looked for or not Austin. It was Colton, and then he brought in Austin, and then when Juice came back, and then Colton came back, and then now Jay. So
Yeah, so finally they're
finally,
back
they're
as
all
one.
yeah. This is gonna be fun because obviously, and if you watch TNA when Ace Austin got first put in the Bullet Club, it was obviously Jay White at the time who was the leader, and so when he was
Hmm.
making appearances, that's when New Japan kind of started doing stuff with Impact TNA again. And yeah, Jay White showed up during COVID. I think it was 2021, maybe 2022,
Hmm.
and he put Chris
Yep.
Bay and Ace Austin into the Bullet Club, and I forgot exactly what they're called. They were a team after that. But yeah, so connection there. That's why and it was funny. I'll always remember this. I think it was a Collision last year. we were watching. It was right after Ace Austin signed, and it was like his third week there. And they had just been kind of doing. He had a match or two, but a lot of the time they were doing just like vignettes too. And I kept noticing they were happening before you would see the Bang Bang Gang backstage. And I was like, God, I have a feeling they're gonna put him in the Bang Bang Gang. Because it wasn't like they were watching his promo on a screen and like, oh, this guy. Like it was just they would just go into their own them doing their own thing, like not even referent. But I just felt I was like, damn, 2 weeks in a row now they did that. They're definitely gonna, and then
Mhm.
sure enough, the week later they put he was in there.
Yeah, he's been a good fit in there. He could stand alone by himself for sure. Like I think he had what was it, a match against Doyle 2 weeks ago on
I was
Collision.
gonna say put
Or
him and
someone.
Davis for the fucking national
Yeah,
title.
yeah, that's no, that's what it was. Because 'cause I've been watching on Thursdays, I've been watching Ring of Honor Global Wars, and him and Mark Davis had a fucking match
Was it for
for the
the?
national
Oh
title,
shit. Okay.
and it was fucking good. It was on Ring of Honor Club, and I watched it, and it was a good fucking match.
Huh? Well, shit. There's the match I wanted. I have to watch it then. Um. Yeah. No, but for real, like he could definitely go after one of those, like the international. I don't know. I don't know what you're gonna do with Big Bang at this point. They've, like you said, they've had the tag, they've had trios. Um. Yeah. I don't know where they go with here. Obviously, Jay White's definitely a main event player. Like he's and I think in story the whole thing was Moxley and the Death Riders took him out. So it's gonna be interesting. Obviously, they're going up against the Dogs first. But I could see him eventually wanting to talk to Mox because like he was part of the whole Death Riders Hill title lock in the briefcase shit. He faced
Yeah,
Mox during that.
he did. He was in the Fatal 4-Way, or was it a triple threat? Or
I
maybe
think it
just
was triple.
one-on-one.
I don't
Can't
remember now.
remember.
You got me all mixed up. But I'm just
Yeah.
kidding. No, I just don't remember exactly what it was now. But yeah, no. So there's a tie there. So it's gonna be interesting to see where they go from here after the Dogs, obviously.
Of course, everybody has been tied into this Death Riders run for the last year and a half, 2 years. So
Speaking of guys who were
I don't
tied
know.
into the Death Riders run, did you see Isaiah Cassidy has apparently the same fucking injury as Mark Quinn? So Mark Quinn got hurt immediately after returning, and apparently Isaiah got injured in the same match, and they didn't
Yep.
realize it till later. Like the same
And
injury, like
that's
I guess they didn't realize how bad it was.
why he disappeared. Because eventually
Because
he had
Isaiah
a
did a whole
promo
thing saying
afterwards.
Mark was gonna
Yeah.
be gone for a while because he was
Hmm.
hurt, but apparently he had the same injury.
I don't fucking get it, but yeah,
That's fucking wild. I just remember we hadn't brought up yet. So
it's fucking incredible. It's insane. But yeah, hopefully they can come back because it looked like they were gonna be heels
yeah, definitely did
at
seem
one
like they were
point.
gonna be heels. So one match I didn't really see much of was Shota and Pac because I was watching Kendall and Lola. So I only saw a few things here and there.
Uh,
I saw more of the aftermath than I saw the match. There was a crazy
yeah,
aftermath.
the aftermath was great.
Yeah,
Which I don't know where the fuck the aftermath's leading to, if it's
that was a
leading to
more
anything.
hill side of the Death Riders. It was really interesting because
Yeah.
obviously the connections there with Shota and Moxley from Moxley's New Japan days, like when he first went to New Japan after he
Hmm.
left ODE, he just Shota was a young lion, ringside. He would be one of the guys with the water and the whatever when they'd brawl outside, and he'd be one of the guys that they'd get destroyed usually by fucking Suzuki.
Yeah.
So he was just out there during one of Mox's match. I think it was might have been for the G1, and Mox after the match, it was Shota who gave him like his ice pack and whatever, and Mox just kind of drug him with him after that. Like, just you're with me, you gave me this, come on, kid. And I remember he cut a promo and he had Shota next to him in it, and he like made Shota do something. I think that's when Shota was like, I don't remember what he did with his hands, but he did like something funny after, and it became like a meme for a while there. So obviously the ties from all that from his New Japan days and Shota and him teamed and whatnot, and Shota being the global champion, retained over Pac, part of the Death Riders, and that brought out Mox, who I thought might have just done what he normally does and like shook his hand like, "Good job, you beat Pac," kind of type of thing, kind of like what he
Hmm.
did with Bandito. Even though he was, well, to get into that, he was disrespectful in that match. They shook hands and whatnot afterwards. That's why it's like weird. Like he's such a face, but he does heel tendencies so much.
Yeah.
So it was interesting. He looked like he wanted to jump him. Tanahashi with short ass hair, which I've seen him already, But dude is already fucking enjoying food. You could tell because he definitely is enjoying retirement. I was like, oh my god, he's got
Yeah,
a belly. Holy shit. He looked like a wrestling fan. It was
he
so
did.
weird. He still looked great. Tana's a great looking man, but I was like, oh my god, his last match was against Okada in January. And this motherfucker is already looking like he's like, yep, I got grandkids, and like, you know what I mean?
He's enjoying retirement.
Yeah, so that was just funny because I'm so used to seeing him like, be in the race, so it was like, damn. And I've seen him with the short, but it's just so weird to see him come out. And oh, dude, poor guy looks like he's hurting when he goes down a ramp.
Yes, that was one thing I noticed was
He
like when
was
he
he
got
was
up
the
on the
penguin,
step,
bro. He
he
was
was
the penguin. Oh,
yeah,
the steps, yeah, the steps. He was like
yeah,
he like grabbed and then like grabbed the pole really tightly, and then he started really going up like one by one. I was like, oh, poor guy, his back
he's
and knees or whatever are fucked.
yeah, all the years of wrestling, man, it's finally got to him, unfortunately. But yeah, I don't think there's gonna be anything past this with the G1, the IWGP. It could Moxley could go and try to challenge him because now,
I think it
he
has to,
beat
since he
Pac.
seemingly were gonna beat them down. It looked like until Tana met, and they
Yeah,
ran off from Tana.
yeah. So I don't know where that's going. That's kind of odd.
I'm definitely curious where that's gonna go because Mox is not announced for the G1. I think Shota is. So
Yeah, he might be. I think I don't know who's all announced for the G1. I haven't checked that one out.
yeah, it got announced like a week or so ago. Here, I'll pull it up. Me and Sarah were talking about it not too long ago. We were all gonna go to the start, but we have so much other stuff going on now. So it's Block A is Takeshita. That's the Block A AEW representative. Yota Tsuji, Sanada, Shingo Takagi, Jake Lee, Bolton Oleg, Hiroki Goto, Great Khan. And then there's two matches for a spot, and I can't read them because they're in Japanese. Actually, let me see.
Okay.
Let's scroll down here. I should say it. So Yudo Ice is gonna be one up guy in one of those match. Oh, so it's gonna be El Phantasmo versus Ryo Oiwa. I don't know how you say that. OIWA, and they'll get into block B, and then block A's is Oscar versus Yoshihiro Takahashi, and the winner of that will get into the B bracket or the A bracket. Actually, there's four of those. I'm reading this wrong. So there's another match that's like that. Just missing it. Where the heck are the other ones? I don't see them.
They're just qualifying matches, basically, right?
Yeah, so there's two more spots on both brackets that are gonna like they have to win a match. Yoshihashi versus I can't read because it's in Japanese, and Oscar versus the other one I read, and then Yoda Ice versus someone I can't read because it's in Japanese, and then the other one's in full Japanese. I can't read it.
Okay. I mean, it doesn't seem like they're gonna be bad matches.
Yeah, so it's gonna be an interesting G1. All the top guys. Oh, I don't. Yeah, I did say Jake. Did I say side B yet? No. Gabe Kidd is the AW representative for B block.
Mhm.
Hanare, Drilla Maloney, Ren Narita, Yu Yu Yamura, Shota Umino, Zack Sabre Jr., and Callum Newman. And then the other
Oh,
two.
Callum.
Yeah, so stacked. Stacked. So it's going
Yes,
to be
it is
interesting to see
absolutely
where this
stacked.
Shota mock stuff goes or if it will even go anywhere anytime soon. I don't know.
It may not. It may not go anywhere, but I think it will somewhere. I just don't know how. He
I
might
was
challenge
not
him.
as I not say into, but I feel like I didn't pay as much attention to Techland Starlight Kid. I was grubbing dinner at that point. We had got some food delivered, and we were blah blah blah, blah and we were at the point kind of just yapping with chat. But everything I did see of Techland Starlight Kid was pretty fucking fire.
Yeah, the match, the majority of it was good. I missed the start of it because I was watching the Kendall Gray match,
Yeah,
so it kind of led into the at least the start, maybe a few minutes in.
yeah, it wasn't too far
But
in.
yeah, I thought Starlight was gonna win. Several points in the match, I thought she was gonna win. At one point, it looked like Tekla was like in tears because she did not know if she could beat her. She had just got out of this god awful submission. I don't even know what the fuck it was called, but my
Hmm.
god, it looked painful. And like when she got out of it and got back up, she was just on her knees and just looked like she was spent. it was the best match I've seen Tekla where she's not in the offensive the whole time. Like, when
Yeah,
she's on the
definitely.
defense.
Yeah, she definitely
Uh,
was more
and
defensive in this match.
and that's not what we've seen in AEW.
Hmm.
But Starlight Kid does have the until tonight, she had the 2 wins over Tekla. So
Yes.
it makes sense that this match went that way.
I mean, we also had Taro Okada, the president of Stardom, ringside for this. He's the one who got beat up by Tekla, who led to her getting fired in Japan. So he was ringside, and so like when they showed Tekla coming out, he looked all concerned and nervous and stuff. And then of course when she won, it went. It showed him throughout the match too. But when she won, Tekla retained. It went to him, and he would look super sad and defeated
Oh
for
my god.
Starlight Kid. And of course afterwards, Tekla went up over to him and everything, and took him out, and I like knocked him over or whatever it was. Um, yeah, so she still has the upper hand on Stardom, even though they fired her.
Yeah, and she cut the mask off of Starlight Kid and then beat
Yes,
him with it, spit into it, took it with the trophy.
so
I
they're
don't
definitely
think this
not
is the
done with
last
this.
time.
They're definitely not done with this.
No, I don't know who, like, is the big threat in Stardom. I don't watch it, I don't keep up with it that much.
Mm,
Um, but there's gonna be someone in Stardom that's gonna like, the big bad over
that
there
will
that's gonna
eventually,
come over, and I think
yeah, definitely.
and
So
it's gonna put Tekla in the place for sure.
does Tekla keep the title till All In and face Mercedes? Because Tekla's heel
We
and
kind of
Mercedes is heel.
I mean, we kinda touched on it, but I just don't know who's gonna take it. Like, I feel like Sky Blue's not gonna take it, not gonna turn, neither's Julia, but they would still be heels. Jamie is MIA again.
Hmm.
Um, Alex Windsor, uh, Alex, I don't know
I
if
haven't
the
really done anything with
Osprey,
her.
yeah, but they just got married, so she's taking time off. Her and
Lost
Will
the
just got
Owen.
married.
That's the last thing she did was just losing the Owen.
Um, Tony, like you said, still we don't know what the hell happened to her. Don't know if she's injured, just taking time off. Willow is the only option that I can think of. Thunder Rosa is a possibility, but her and Olympia tonight had a great match. P- Potential another title match for
It has to
there
be
for
Tekla and
them.
Mercedes, but that's why I'm thinking it has to be
Yeah,
Mercedes who gets like a babyface redemption and it cumulates that All In. Has to be.
Persephone. Persephone could take the title from Tekla.
They're gonna turn Mercedes face. I'm pretty sure of it at this moment.
Yeah, that's the only path right now that makes sense. Yet again, Tony can surprise us. He's got a month and a half.
Mm-hmm. Got time. Let's see what else can we talk about. Oh yeah, so Moxley Bandito, we talked a little bit about it already. Moxley had a really good. This was a great match. Actually, at the time of this match happened, I said it was match of the night, up until the rest happened. But Bandito, man, he's probably still the top candidate for wrestler of the year.
Yeah, yeah, he
Like he
is.
last year he was too, but like
He just hasn't lost his touch.
he just continues to kill it.
I
But yeah,
just
this match was incredible. We saw Moxley ripped the fuck out of it. He like ripped it
I
completely all the
don't
way up and like down. It was
I
like
don't
we
think he
actually
actually
saw the
meant
man
to
behind
rip
the
it that bad.
mask for like a good 2 seconds.
Yeah. Hey, 100% seen him. But I
Yeah.
felt like Moxley didn't mean to completely rip the mask that bad.
Oh, it was brutal.
It
And he
was a
was
bad rip.
bleeding really bad at the time too. Bandito was like bleeding. It was before they ripped it. He was like bleeding above like on his hairline. It was going down the mask. It was crazy.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever really seen Bandito bleed like that. Or at all.
I think he has, just not. I think it made it more obvious with the white mask, like the white gear.
Yeah, because he was in the all white. Moxley had the black pants on.
But yeah, this match was really good. Bandito eventually losing via the submission as the choke, I believe. And the ref called it. He didn't even tap. He just went out. Um,
Hmm.
and then Brody came out to check on Bandito, and then eventually once like Bandito kind of came to, that's when Mox went to him and he's like, "No, we're good, we're good." He told Brody, and And he shook his hand. So that's why it was interesting to me that he came out later and seemingly was heel on Shota, his former protege, if you will.
Yeah.
So
It,
that was
it,
very interesting to me.
it's odd how they do it, but yeah, my like I said, they're the in between heel and face,
Hmm.
the neutral side of AEW right now.
Yes. So, but
Now
yeah, another good match.
talking about the Bandito side of this, I don't know. Bandito is still the Ring of Honor champion.
Hmm.
Would it be a crazy scenario to where Brody turns on him, and that would be a match we see?
I
It would
think
be
just right
odd.
now he's too likable, Brody. So it would be very out of, I guess, out of left field. It would be a very good surprise for sure.
Yeah, kind of like we've seen with Kevin Knight. We didn't see that one coming.
There was little teases here and there leading up to it.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I feel like with the Ring of Honor titles, I feel like they've got to the point where they've got to start changing hands because Bandito's had it for a while
It's
now.
had for a long while.
Athena's had it for
Ever. She's the
1,500
forever
days.
champion. Not even yet, because
Yeah.
I think she's like 9 days away from passing Roman's 13-16. Doesn't even pass that yet.
Jesus, it feels like
Yeah.
she's passed months
But
ago.
like you said earlier, I think we're coming up on it with Maya at least. But yeah, I agree with
Yeah.
Bandito. He's had it since he beat Jericho. So
God Almighty, yeah,
that's a long
yeah.
time ago. It's like the beginning of
Jesus.
2025.
So
For over a year.
yeah, I think something will
Or like
happen
mid 2025 because
somewhere.
this is like April. But yeah, we'll see what happens with the ROH title for sure. He's lost a lot of big matches, Bandito lately. At least like the big, world title match, stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know where Bandito goes next. I guess just worry about his ROH title. I hope it's not Brody, at least right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's just an idea, like because of course we. I feel like Bandito has that ability, but I think with him being the Ring of Honor champion is why they haven't pulled the trigger.
Then we had Kenny and Zach. I said a bit ago, I thought that it was a slow opener. It took me a bit to really get focused into. But
Hmm.
then it definitely hit that second gear, and Kenny was Kenny.
Yep.
Hit a good amount of V triggers. I feel like in this one, there was a lot of V triggers that landed on Zach. Um, Zach had a lot of good reversals into like an ankle lock. Um,
Yep.
but Kenny was really good with escaping out of those himself. They really had good chemistry, even though it was, in my opinion, a different style for Kenny to face. And he's faced Zach before, but definitely a different pace for Kenny.
Yeah, this is most definitely a different pace because I think the last time they fought was a younger Kenny. The way before the surgeries and the diverticulitis and stuff. So he most definitely had to pace himself differently. My question though is, was there more V triggers or hidden blades or not? Because they
A lot of
spammed
V
the
triggers.
hell out of them in
Yeah.
this match.
I think there was a lot of V triggers, but I think there was way more hidden blades. But yeah, no, that
Like,
V trigger happened at least 10 times. I felt like in this match.
and I'm glad. You know what? And I'm glad that they finally brought back the power of the one winged angel. He attempted it 3 times, and he finally got it
He
the
even tr-
last one.
he even tried a avalanche one.
Yeah, and couldn't get it. And when he finally hit it, Zach didn't kick out. This goes back to the scenario we had a few months ago where you was like MJF kicked out. No, he
No, he
didn't. And
didn't.
like,
I'm
yeah,
telling you, he
so
didn't.
they kind of like fixed that issue.
I don't know if they
If the
fixed
ref
it,
would
but
have been
MJF could always claim it just because. No, I'll never disagree that yes, no move happened between that, but it was like 10
but the
seconds.
ref, yeah,
Yeah, it was
because
like
the
10
ref was
seconds
out.
before the count even started.
But yes, he finally like the one wing angel. I feel is still like protected finisher, because like you'll see cutters and super kicks and TK drivers and every finisher. But when you
Hmm.
see a one winged angel, you know the match is done, and that's how this happened tonight. I think that's great for Kenny.
Definitely. So I'm glad. And again, I think that this will give Kenny, in storyline wise, kayfabe with the. I feel like Wednesday we're gonna have another video with Kenny and Osprey
That's
in
right.
medical. and he's gonna be like, "You've been winning." Like, Kenny's gonna be like, "You did it. You won the Owen. You're gonna main event Wembley." And then he's gonna be like, "And you're on a streak. You're winning matches. You're on your road to that world title." So they could tease
Mhm.
possibly Will winning it, and then first
Yep,
defense Kenny, or whatever they want to do. If they want to tease it for All In, whatever. That is, I think we see that on Wednesday.
I do too. That we've seen it after every other pay-per-view, so it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
They've been teasing it for a while.
Yep.
So
So good, pretty good match, but it wasn't my overall cup of tea, which is crazy to say since it was a Kenny Omega match. And I love Zack Sabre Jr. I'm not. He's definitely the best technician in the ring right now. I will never deny that. I'm a flashy in ring fan, so give me all the spots. Give me all,
yeah,
but give me the good grappling too. This one I just for some reason couldn't get as focused
yeah, it was an
till
odd
the end.
match. I don't
Till
know if
the end.
they
I don't think it was
I
odd.
don't
I
know
just different in the sense of a Kenny Omega match.
if it also landed in a weird spot. It was the second match on the card. Right?
Yeah,
Or was it
that
third?
was it was second because the
And
first
I was
match was Sky
expecting this
Team on Co and the Bucks.
it's just not
That was a
I was
PWG
expecting that.
style tag match, by the
Yeah,
way.
it sure as hell was.
Yeah,
I was not
they took everyone basically had to do a super kick except for obviously um Shingo's teammate, Teton. But it took
mhm.
everyone to super kick to knock Shingo down. Like he ate a super kick from like everyone and he stayed standing and they finally all had to do it together. Like they even did a double super kick of the Bucks and he stayed standing. And then finally when Sky Team and Bucks did it together, finally Shingo fell
He
over.
finally fell down to it.
So this also had a million super kicks. It was obviously though the kind of the Bucks calling super kick party.
Yep. It was most definitely a super kick party.
Yes,
Um,
definitely. But it was a fucking incredible match. Dorada, I thought, was the MVP of this match.
he was.
Oscar
Uh,
Dorada was going
it
insane. And Nick, I always love Nick, and I always love the Lucha Libre spot. That always
Libre,
pops
yeah,
me. He does it pretty often, but it fucking pops me every time.
yeah, I thought he was gonna do it the first time because he done
So did
the
I. I
whole
said it when he did it, and he
the
didn't do it.
twist.
And
Yeah,
then the second
and
time he
then he
did
does
it.
it the second.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, "Okay, why we didn't we do it the first time? I'll never know."
Hey, making us wait.
Yeah,
But
but
no,
it
great tag match for sure. I definitely, and then with what happened Wednesday with the dogs and Cage and Cope brawling, and it was during the Bucks interview segment. I think that was possibly a teaser for a Bucks Cage and Cope match down the line,
yeah,
if not a trios like we've possibly talked about happening at All In. Not
well,
trios,
now
but
you got the
six
Bang
man.
Bang Gang back. Like, it may be multiple teams.
Give me, and then I think we were saying FTR. Were we saying FTR Bucks and them for the ladder match? Is that what we
Yeah,
were saying initially?
originally it was FTR, Bucks, and
I
Cope
could see them
Cage.
being back in time for All In. That's August, and then they just said it like a few weeks ago that they were taking time off. We didn't say how long. They didn't even. They basically we don't know how long we'll be gone. But I find it
Yeah, they're
interesting as
just
both of
taking
them.
yeah, they're just taking some time off. I mean, they've done everything in AEW now.
Oh yeah, yeah they've had longer title reigns than the Bucks. So
Yeah, I
I
mean,
don't
I
know, but
don't think they're leaving.
make it a fatal four. Make it New Day. Fuck it, fine. You could do all this. You could do FTR, Bucks, Cage and Cope, New Day, and MCMG. Like that would be insanity.
Oh my god. I wouldn't know who the hell was gonna win. There wouldn't nobody would win that shit. Of course someone would, but I don't know
And if FTR
who
didn't even be back
would.
for that, then you could just make it the four. MCMG, New
I mean, who
Day, Bucks, and Cage and Cope.
I don't know who you would pencil in to win that one, but it'd be chaos.
New Day. A new dawn, someone in my chat said. I was like, I like that.
I knew
A new
Don.
dawn. That'd be cool. But yeah, I don't know. That's just fun fantasy booking.
Yeah, that's what it is right now. We'll see though, because I feel like the 90 days probably coming up soon,
Oh yeah,
if
so
not.
I think it was like the beginning of May, like really early May. So I think it should be end of July, August, early August. I
Perfect
forgot
time.
who one of the people that I know Kevin tweeted recently. Kevin Owens tweeted he missed wrestling, but someone Alice recently had put on their like IG story like text, and it says, "I can't wait till the end of July." I forgot who that was, but it was someone who got released.
I think that was Cobb.
Yes, JC Mateo, Jeff Cobb.
Um,
You're right.
yep.
So I think his would be the same as the New Days because he
Yep.
was only in the WWE for like a year, so not even. It was like a week short of a year. So yeah, I
Yeah.
think his will end the same day as the New Days.
Good. Perfect time to show up.
Yeah. What did you think of Micah, or however you pronounce her name, beating Sky Blue for the survival of the fittest? So Sky Blue lost in the Owen against Maya, and now lost against Micah, or however you say that, for the survival of the fittest for the TBS title.
I was surprised. I'm not
I
gonna
was
lie.
too. I didn't expect that.
I thought for once Tony could figure out that he had actual fucking talent in Sky Blue. This might have been the one fuck up he made all night.
A lot of my
But
chat
for
didn't
some,
like this. A lot of my chat
I
wanted
think it,
Sky Blue
I
in that
think
match.
it's because she's from Chicago and he still has a lot of issues with Chicago people. I'm kidding.
Right? Yeah, and I guess if you're friends with people of Chicago and Danhausen, I guess that counts too.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
but
I don't
no,
know.
yeah, I don't know. I'm fine with. I feel like it was his way of being like, see, people from Stardom and New Japan can win on the Forbidden Door. It was
I
pretty chill.
mean,
Buy-in.
well, if you look at the lineup for that Survival of the Fittest, Statlander, Micah, Holly Cameron, Persephone. Who was the last one? There's five.
Freedom.
Uh, yeah. So they're all from different promotions,
Yep.
so it makes sense.
Yeah, definitely does. So have to let it play out. I don't know. I just definitely thought since especially since she lost the Owen Hart Cup match that she would win here. But
Maybe
surprising, we'll see. Especially with Anna too, like Anna and Ty losing the tag titles opportunity that they got. Like I don't know, like the women's divisions definitely leaves some bounds stacked compared to what it was in like early days 2020 and whatnot when Ty and Anna and Sky. But like Sky and Anna have fucking grew with the division. And I'm not saying this was the worst decision, but I just hope this doesn't end like a Marina thing where she's always losing her big matches.
yeah. Yeah, she just doesn't want to. She doesn't care to win. She just puts everybody else over. That's what it is.
I was
She
talking
thinks
about this
about
with my
everyone else.
community today. I personally believe right now the best booked women's division, not just story wise, but just letting them do their thing, is definitely NXT right now.
Hmm.
Like
It is.
when we had the tag match, it was that last Tuesday with the Can They Coexist? Like that
Hmm.
was phenomenal. Like that was such a good tag match.
It was.
Zarya and Tatum, we'll get into NXT here. That was a fucking great match today. I thought they killed it. Lola and Kendall killed it as well today. Like NXT right now. So like AEW, while I feel like they're better off their women's division right now, they're definitely not booked, especially some of the OGs. Like they're OGs. Like they've been there, they put in the time.
Hmm. I
So
agree.
I get frustrated by it, especially now. Like yeah, Tekla stepped up since she's won the title, and even before that, she was stepping up. Obviously, we had the Mercedes and Willow injury, or not Mercedes, Tony Storm and Willow injury. Willow seemingly coming back sometime here this coming July. It could be as soon as shit. I would say beach break. The way they're doing these videos already.
Hmm.
Um, maybe not. Maybe even mid July, but still, like I don't know. I feel like with Tony gone, only Tekla's kind of been, and Maya now. I guess you could argue Maya after tonight. Doesn't feel like the women's division, like people have really filled the shoes yet of Tony and Willow's only been gone a month, but still.
Yeah, they're still working out everything that's going on in the women's division. They got a lot of potential. A lot of it's on Ring of Honor. A lot
Yep.
of it's just hanging out and fucking catering. So they
Yeah, I think a lot of
got to
people
get
say that
that
the women's
right.
division tend to do more things in ROH, like they have more matches, more segments in ROH than they do
Mhm.
AEW.
Yeah, for the last 2 weeks that I've watched it, there has been more.
Interesting. I feel like Collision sometimes too is more than Dynamite on the women's front. Not all the time, but
Hmm.
more than Dynamite for sure sometimes.
It is.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm just bringing that up because I definitely think, well, yeah, Maya and Mercedes, obviously, she was gone there for a bit. Mercedes coming in and having these great matches again. And gonna be in the all in main event, or at least for the women, one of the main events. I'm sure they'll do the triple main event again. So I'm just curious if we see Tony try to push anyone like that's not already been like. I think Meltzer's claim that Willow obviously after Tony was pulled was like they planned a big year for her until the injury. So I think this could
Mhm.
be I could see Willow eventually winning it again. I talked about her and Mercedes having the history. So even if they wait until Mercedes wins it, I don't know. I don't even know how long they would want to have a Mercedes reign. She was a fucking longest ever TBS women's champion. Did the whole belt collector thing. So if she pulls it off at all in, I wouldn't be mad with like a 3 month reign.
Yeah, 3,
Kind of
4
like
months,
Cody's
yeah.
latest reign. Yeah. So I would be fine with that. I mean, obviously, I wouldn't hate if it was longer, as long as it's done well. Obviously, if the
Mhm,
story's done well, she defends, has good stories, whatnot. But yeah, I don't know, man. I just really hope that the women's division, at least some of these OG talents that are still in AW, at least for now, for Anna, apparently her contract, she's been in negotiations. No real word if she's fully resigned. Same with, I guess, Perry's coming up soon. Um,
mhm.
I'm just hoping that Sky and them could get a big moment finally of some
It
sort.
may
Doesn't mean
happen
a
at
title,
All
but
In.
give them a great story or something that entices them to stick around.
Yeah. If not, he's gonna lose a lot of talent really quick, I think. I don't know, could be wrong.
I hope Anna doesn't leave. I don't know anything about Sky's contract, but I just feel like the way she's being booked right now could be kind of similar to Anna's situation.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I just hope they step it up for the women in AEW. Every promotion really, especially WWE too. But yeah, Forbidden Door was fucking great. 4.5 out of 5 for me.
Yeah, I give it a 4 for
And
sure.
then Night of Champions. Let's get into that. That was 6 matches, I believe. I feel like we could quickly go over
Ooh,
that. My biggest talking
yes.
point is I thought it was half good. So like there was 3 matches that were good, 3 matches that I wasn't really into. Oba J
Okay.
wasn't the greatest match, but it had the hype to it. But
Mhm.
please tell me you saw Oba Femi tap out.
I don't I know what you're talking about. I don't know if
He
he,
was mid
like, fucked
submission and
up.
he hit the mat 3 times. And it wasn't like in
Yeah.
the I give. I understand what he was doing. He was like, let's go. Like
Mm.
that type of thing. I know what he was
Yeah.
doing. But you should not be able to do that while you're in a chokehold. That is a fucking tap. Jay even
It
put on a story,
technically is.
obviously being a character, WTF, or like what the hell he tapped or something like that.
Yep.
So obviously Jay already played into it on social. I feel like they could definitely play into it on the story because Oba won in a pretty solid match.
Mhm.
Like it wasn't like the best match, but it wasn't terrible either. I give it like a 3 out of 5. But with Oba winning, what they're obviously doing the who is he picking thing. We saw Sammy win. We'll get into that in a bit. Who does he go after? We have
You
time to
gotta
build
do
to this
Roman.
too. It's not till beginning of August, so we have time.
He chooses tomorrow. He's not waiting. He's
But who
going
do you
after
think he
Roman.
picks? Roman. So
Roman, for
that would
sure.
make sense since he beats Jay. They could kind of tie it into Jay made you tap if they really want to, because he hit the
Mhm.
mat, and you can argue that. I feel like, um, but yeah, that was my only complaint of the match. I was like, he visibly tapped. Like there was no hiding that. Like not like that's a tap. I don't care what you say. That's a tap.
So do you wanna know what's really fucked up?
What?
I didn't know he tapped to the replay,
I noticed it
because
immediately. I was like, dude, just
well,
tap.
it's not even because I wasn't paying attention. I was having issues, like technical issues. My computer froze up.
Ah,
Like I could still hear everything. My mic was still
hate when that
working, and like
happens.
everything was froze. Like the screen was froze. It was completely all froze. And it comes back, and he's up and getting ready. He
Mm,
hits the running uppercut, and I was like, "Oh
yeah.
shit! All right, here we go." And so then I seen afterwards, everyone talking about it in the replay. I was like, "Oh shit! He did look like he tapped."
Yeah, so I'll say had really terrible my predictions for this were bad. I was like
Yeah,
2 for 4. I was really off.
we
I'm glad though. I was glad I'll win. I just really thought they were gonna go didn't not because I've seen a few speculations of where they're gonna go now. I've seen people say he's gonna pick Sammy, but then Brock's gonna come in and beat Sammy and face him at SummerSlam. I was like, I honestly could fucking see that. Unfortunately, like I could totally
title for
see that.
title.
No, no, not title for title. Like he'll pick Sammy, but Brock will beat Sammy before SummerSlam, and it'll be Oba Brock.
That makes sense.
It does in that front, but why would Oba pick Sammy anyways when he's already had interactions like talking about Roman and they'll meet you down the line and it'll be sooner than you think or whatever the fuck he said. Like that was after Mania. That was after he beat Brock the first, in the first match. So
Mhm,
there's the story there with Roman, and honestly, I feel like they're just should, and we've talked about it, they should just do the double nights, 2 matches, Oba Brock night one,
mhm.
Oba Roman, and if you want to
Roman,
keep the belt on Roman, you can by explaining it by having a brutal match night one, and Oba's not, and then obviously you could do if you want bloodline interference, which is kind of typical, but yeah, I hope it's Roman that he picks. Makes more sense to me. I'd rather just have him face Brock night one and then night two Roman, or however they want to do it,
mhm.
vice versa. I could even see them having Roman lose night one, which would be kind of silly, and have him face Brock night two for it. But I don't. I think that makes way less sense.
Yeah, either way, however they wanna spin this, Brock's gonna show back up some fucking way. Like I
Mhm.
said last week, they should have that match at fucking Saturday night's main event where we have no chance of him getting involved in anything else. That's not gonna happen because it's in
Yeah.
Minnesota. So
No. Yeah.
give us Brock Oba open up night one, Brock Oba Roman close night two.
Yeah. I really hope that's the route. But yeah, I was glad that they actually went with Oba winning here. Like they're really shooting him to the moon.
I'm glad they did because I think the internet would have imploded. Like just absolutely lost its mind.
Yeah, I think they did a good job by putting Jay here instead of Javon because it made a lot of us, myself mainly, think that it was going to be Jay and not Oba actually winning here. And I thought it would
Yeah,
be because Solo or possibly Jacob or whoever could help him.
yeah.
But
I was really surprised no one got involved. That was another thing.
I'm still curious, really quick off topic, what's going to happen with Solo? Because MFTs, I didn't watch, but MFTs, Tala and Tama have left his side. And this is interesting.
Mhm.
We talked about, we didn't talk about, but apparently they got the okay from the elders to leave the MFTs. So who the fuck was it? Like Rikishi? Like who the fuck did they talk to?
I don't know who the fuck the elders are. Um, I really don't know because I didn't watch SmackDown either. I just seen bits and pieces,
Yeah.
so I don't know. But I did see that Finn stopped Tama and Tala as they were leaving the building, which is kind of interesting because of more Bullet Club
Bullet Club
ties.
connection, yeah.
So I don't know
Was
what
Tala in the Bullet
is
Club
going.
when he was Hikuleo? I don't even remember. Or
Yeah, I
was he
think he
just
was he was
GOD?
with the. Maybe it was
No, he
just
was.
God.
Yeah, I don't remember Tala being Bullet. He might have been though. I mean, Bullet Club had a lot of
Might have
people
been
in it.
towards the end. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Um. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, they had a little like talk, and he was like, "I see you're doing things on your own. Reminds me of the old Tama or something like that."
yeah, I have no idea where the hell it's going. I don't know who the elders are. I wish we could figure
I
out
would assume
about
it's
the
just like
elders.
Rikishi, maybe Haku, but Haku's Polynesian. I mean, so are them. Obviously, they did the whole thing with it,
Yeah,
like Haku's family. We consider him family. That's why we bring in the
yeah,
Tongans. You know. Anyways, I'm just curious where Solo's gonna go now because he said he knows what he's got to do or something. And obviously, he went and attacked Jimmy during his match with LA, so it makes me think he's not gonna join them. But what the
yeah.
fuck
And
else is he gonna do?
he even talked to LA. He was talking about how the
Like a
enemy
team.
of my enemy is my friend. However the hell that saying
Yeah.
goes, but like,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's right.
trying to team up with LA
Hmm.
to take out the bloodline. So like,
Gonna be
no
interesting.
idea what's going on.
Yeah, definitely. Um, so I could see it. I'm just hoping they don't somehow do what some people have speculated and saying Oba picks Sammy and it leads to all kinds of weird shit. But yeah, 2 nights Oba working 2 nights would be insane, and putting him over both nights would be even more insane. That would be like Brock beating Rock at SummerSlam his like first year in. That's like the same thing.
They can do it. Roman doesn't need the title for the bloodline to work.
He already had it for
The
13, 16
group,
days. Fucking having it
yeah,
for
the
like
group,
3 months is fine.
no, the group is what makes the bloodline. And then he could also build up Jacob. Like,
Yeah, definitely.
Uh,
I feel like you could
So
like having Obit, like say he does do the 2 matches both nights, beats Brock night 1, right? Night 2, imagine they put him over so big to make him seem like such an unstoppable force that he beats Roman and stops like Jacob and the whole bloodline getting involved. Like that, I don't know if they'll actually do that,
Marty, a
but
one
that
man
would
wrecking
be
crew.
talk about putting someone over.
Yeah.
So we'll see, but hope he picks Roman. EO Liv was pretty good. They have very good chemistry. They've had good matches on Raw and whatnot in the past. Another banger. Little interesting that Liv even made it this far since she lost, and then she chose Liv, so we're getting a rematch at SummerSlam. Liv technically finally defended it on the house show, but canon I wouldn't count that because we haven't seen it.
No.
She hasn't defended it once. She hasn't had a story besides dealing with Roxanne this whole time since she's won it, and just trying to act like she's there for her sisters and the Judgment Day when
Yes.
obviously she's the same story as Finn basically at this point. Um, yeah, so I know it's gonna be a fun match, just like this one was. I just don't know how you hype it after we just saw it here.
You know how you hype it?
No,
It was one of the craziest fucking things they did.
no.
And I think I seen your comment about it
Mhm.
was with the Danhausen thing. That's how they're gonna
Oh,
build
that's
this
right.
match up.
So yeah, I forgot to point
'Cause
that out. Yeah.
he cursed Liv for interrupting
Hmm.
him,
Yes.
and then she slapped the hell out of him, and then his remarks were, "You will pay for that."
And cursed her.
So he is going to cost Liv this title at SummerSlam,
Well, and
and
it's another. Go ahead. Sorry.
everyone's gonna be so excited and just lose their mind because Danhausen, for some reason, is a walking money machine. No matter
Yes.
what he does,
Yes. Well, I still feel like we even need the payoff for this big giant clone. This is gonna eventually happen. Um.
I don't know what the fuck he could be at this point. He's got he's got two robots walking around with him every time he's anywhere.
Well, and then he has Matt Cardona turning into Zack Ryder again.
I want to move back to Jersey for some reason. Yeah.
Yeah, he's been tweeting like random shit like that. Yeah, it's been kind of funny.
Like,
Um, and I think he
fuck.
tweeted like woo 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 replying to someone or like
Yeah,
woo or something like that.
he
Um,
did. Yeah.
yeah. So I don't know. It's gonna be. What's more interesting to me though, besides that, because I haven't been much so I haven't really seen a lot of that. Is he's cursed 3 members of the Judgment Day so far. He's cursed JD
Hmm.
McDonough, Dominic Mysterio, Liv Morgan. The only 2 he hasn't cursed is Roxanne and Raquel.
Yep.
Could he finally get
Um,
those two in the lead up to this, and that eventually leads to the split?
he could. It would make sense. I mean,
So
he
is that the
cursed.
build to EO Live? We just see the Judgment Day keep getting cursed until Liv loses to EO. Obviously, there will be more build between the two to that. We have a lot of time. We have till the beginning of like we have a month. So, and we
Yeah.
even have Saturday night main, or is this the Sunday night one in July? I don't even remember when that one is. It might have
No,
been.
this is MSG. So
Oh,
the
that's right.
Sunday one's not till September.
Yeah, this is the one where they're really promoting Danhausen because it's going to be in New York.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I could see him doing a match on that one for sure.
Hmm.
And I'm sure they'll have Jalen Brunson in them there because Jalen's been on WWE before too. So
Yeah, because he's he is the sole reason the Knicks won. Yeah, hear Michael Cole talk
one can
about it.
argue it really is very
Like,
ironic that he uncursed them from their years of being cursed and from a cameo, and literally the next night they fucking shut the fuck out of Spurs.
yeah,
So,
they won 14 out of 15 games
or
to
it
win
might not
the
have been Spurs. It might have
NBA.
been the one before that, the team they played before that. But yeah, yeah, they went on a streak until the one where they lost. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, so it's gonna be interesting. I don't know. I'm just curious where how like since this match was already like I'm sure they could have a better match for at SummerSlam too if they really wanted to. But what are they
Mhm.
gonna really do? Like is Roxanne is that where she's gonna churn and cause
Yeah,
because we saw
either her or Raquel.
on Raw we talked about how after Liv you know it's like oh I'm gonna get in the ring and like again like left Roxanne out of everything. So
Yeah, I mean that's where Dom turned on Rhea, where Finn turned on
oh
Damien.
shit, SummerSlam is huh?
this is where we will see Raquel and Roxanne turn on Liv.
Okay. So you think Io will win because Roxanne will cost her?
Yeah,
Or cost Liv, that is.
and then either her or Raquel, one of the two. I don't know how they're
I could
gonna
see,
play it.
yeah,
I don't
there's
know
obviously slight tension building with both women, so like between all three,
because
like yeah.
and see the issue is they moved Finn to SmackDown when Roxanne and Finn kind of had like a secret thing going on, which we thought was going to be a pivot to split the Judgment Day.
Hmm.
That didn't play out because now Finn's on SmackDown. So
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, again, this is a story that could go, I think, many different ways at this point for the Judgment Day and Io Liv. We'll see. I initially questioned it last night, and I was just like, or yesterday, I was just like, how? So we're getting a rematch. So we just saw it though.
yeah, it doesn't make sense, but we'll
It
see how it goes. I think it's
does. It makes more sense than her. I mean, we don't know what's going on with Rhea. You know, we don't know how serious her whatever injury she's dealing with right now. She hasn't been on TV for a few weeks. Um, my guess is that it didn't really make sense to have Io go after Rhea. I mean, they fought last year at Evolution, and they had a
a
great
good
match there, and it
match.
was face versus face, and that's where Naomi cashed in. But I don't see it making sense here anymore to do face versus face Rhea Io. So it did make in my head. I
No,
was like, okay, that does make sense to do Live again, but how are you gonna sell it now when we just seen it?
I don't think he could. So yeah, Io and Liv is the only match right now that's announced, right, for SummerSlam.
Yeah, yeah, officially. Then the last match that I thought was really solid was Seth Braun. I will say, while I enjoyed the match, definitely the wrong winner.
Yep, 100%.
Like the
The
match
the
was very
vision
good.
when Raw starts Monday, they should have a fucking I don't a banister drop and the vision be done. Like
Yeah,
I don't
it was a clean
I don't
loss.
get
I
it.
mean, it was weapons involved and everything and stuff, but like, no Bronson Reed, no Theory, no Paul Heyman. Paul wasn't even there. Paul didn't even come out with Braun.
Paul got spiritual hard through a barricade. I think he's still stuck overseas.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know
yeah,
where the hell he's been
yeah.
at.
I forgot about that. I totally spaced that out. Yeah. So, anyways, point being, no Vision back to metal. I mean, obviously, it would be only Theory or Bronson at that point, but nothing.
And Bronson seems like from his posts on social
He's
media, he seems like
close
he's
to
about to be in
returning.
the yeah, gonna be back next week in the best shape he's been in.
Right.
But are you gonna put him back with Baker and Theory and then just fucking tsunami Seth the hell him back? No,
Let's just end the
put him on
Vision and the
SmackDown.
Judgment Day this year, for sure.
In factions in WWE and get back to the singles division.
I don't think you should fully end the Bloodline. I think it should be something that pops up here and there, but I don't think it should be a consistent thing right now. But it's
Would
whatever. We've talked about it
would never
already.
do the bloodline. Their family will forever have a play somehow in the WWE, no matter where they're at.
Yeah. But Rollins Breaker was really good. My only other complaint, and it's not even about the match, because the match was really good, was Seth's entrance felt so long because he went and grabbed all the weapons and put them in the ring, and then oh my god, it felt that whole thing felt forever. Other than that, match was really good. Wrong winner though. I thought Broncho went over. The blood was fun. Finally got some blood and fucking good match here.
WWE is scared to show any color. That's for damn sure, and it
It
happened on
did
an
look like it was a
accidental
hard
spot.
way because it was on his eye.
It
It didn't look like a normal place that you'd see someone cut.
yeah,
So
if you go back and watch it during the replay is the only reason I've seen it. When he went through the table, he sat up a little bit because of course that's your body's reaction, I guess, when you hit the ground like that, and it caught the corner of his
mm.
eye,
Oh,
the
if you
like
look
the
at Seth's
very tip
back,
of the
had a really
table.
good scratch that started bleeding a tiny bit too from the same
Mhm.
spot.
Yep. So they both bled the hard way. It was just I don't think it was meant to happen, but it added the level of intensity to the match that had been built.
For sure. Yeah, it definitely felt like it was definitely a blood feud for sure. But now that seems like
Mhm.
Seth should be done with the Vision now, in my opinion. Like he's beaten basically them all, except for I think Bronson, in which Bronson is up on him from the past. So I don't know if they continue that, but like, what's Seth gonna be doing here at SummerSlam? You think?
Intercontinental. I honestly have no idea. I mean,
Penta and Seth. I don't know either. Like, I really don't know where you go with Seth. Like, there's been talk that I think I've seen people talk on social media that they think that that's a match that could happen, Seth and Roman. But I think Corey Hayes was like, that's definitely WWE wants that as a Mania match again. Like, I don't think we've had them one on one in a bit. So since Rumble 2022, that's been quite a while, 4 years ago. So I definitely could see, even if it's a non-title, eventually, not SummerSlam, but eventually leading to a Seth Roman match somewhere. But like, I don't know what he does at SummerSlam.
he may sit this one out. That maybe nothing he could do. Or we have the final battle of Vision versus Street Profits, Joe Henry, and Seth.
Or you could
That
have
would be
him. Yeah, fuck that. I say you start building to Roman Seth, and have him start dealing with the bloodline again. So give him Jacob. Actually, would be great.
God Almighty.
Yeah, that would be. I don't think we've had that one on one.
At some point, I feel like Zilla's gonna show up.
Yeah, that's
I
another
don't
thing too that I forgot to bring up. That was in the rundown or the scoops thread today. Let me see here. It
know that.
says, that's TNA. Oh no, he posted it a few days ago, but he brought up that Zilla Fatu as either signed or is close to signing with the WWE.
I did not know that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Fuck, he could show up tomorrow.
His first thing was like they have major entrance, but he says that he hasn't heard if he's signed, but it's if anything, it's close. I'm trying to pull it up here because he's posted a lot, obviously, with the crazy weekend. Here it is. Okay. Though Zilla Fatu is expected to be signed, we have not heard of him being involved in the Night of Champions card. This was before Night of Champions. But he has been at the WWPC as of late.
Boy, him and Enzo is gonna run NXT. By God.
Yes, dude, that's what we need. My name is Enzo Amore, and then he gets to Zilla, and this right here is Big Zill, and he's 5'9". I don't know how tall he is, but I'm sure
Oh
he's
my
not
God.
super short, but he's not super tall either.
Because Enzo still does that whole thing, even with fourth rope. So
Yeah,
it'll be interesting. Because I don't know. I know there
I
was
definitely
talks
think
about
Zilla would go through
Enzo.
NXT first. Like he's been wrestling for what 4 or 5 years now. Started,
I
I
would
think,
hope so.
during COVID. I think. Um,
Hmm.
I might be wrong on that. Might have been before
I think
COVID.
I think him and
It,
Jacob were wrestling at the same time.
yeah, they did team together for sure. Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting. It looks like he's gonna be finally on his way. So yeah, it could happen. We could be see Zilla. I don't know if it'd be Zilla Seth. I don't think he goes to the main roster right away. Never say never though. Got the bloodline back, so it
Yeah.
wouldn't not make sense, especially with Mateo. And I mean that was their own like thing, MFT. But like, yeah, we're down a few a few Islanders.
So the only reason I don't think he goes to NXT is because Solo is the only one that's went through NXT. The rest of them, Roman has just been like, nope,
That's true.
bring him up.
Jacob went straight up. The Tongans went straight up. Mateo. So yeah,
Tala, they've all.
Paula. Yeah,
The,
that's true. He did too. He
the
did,
only
did
one
dark
that's
matches, but
gotten, yeah, the only one that's gotten lost in like the signing to being seen is Lance.
yeah. Well, he was dealing with injuries. He unfortunately kept suffering injuries, just setback after setback, and
Yeah.
just he was there for like 2 years, and then they just a
Hmm.
year and a half, and then they let him go. And he acknowledged it when they let him go. He's like, I just couldn't unfortunately stay healthy. Understandable.
So it sucks. Like he's the only one we never seen out of the bloodline, out of the
Yeah.
true bloodline, like family wise. So
But
I don't
yeah,
know.
so we'll see where that goes. But yeah, I don't know what's next for Seth, man. I really don't know. Hopefully it's not any more of the vision shit.
I hope.
But he shouldn't have one.
Nope. I agree with
Trick
you
and
on that.
Ricky, I just could not get into this match, and it wasn't even a bad match. I guess it's because I'm not watching SmackDown on the reg. but I just did not get into this match.
I'm not gonna lie. As much as I'm a Trick fan, and I like after the Oba and after EO and after the Steel Cage, I was like, all right, when's the main event? And I don't mean that in a bad way. Like I just felt like they slowed down
It
tremendously.
was definitely
The
the
match
cool
was
down
good.
match for the fans in the arena, I feel like. But it wasn't even
Yeah,
again, it
like it
wasn't
was.
a bad match. Like it had
It
some fun
wasn't bad.
moments with we saw the Eddie Guerrero spot with Ricky, he got the kendo, hit the ground, fell, or gave it to Yachty,
Yes,
fell, and they
yes.
got Yachty tossed out. And then eventually after the match, Yachty came out and people's elbow and all that shit. And then of course people memeing, oh Yachty versus Rock at Mania Saudi. Which is funny, but no, yeah. Besides the few fun moments, and it wasn't even a bad match. You know, they had some pretty solid chemistry. I just did not get invested in this. And again, it's probably because I don't watch SmackDown. I haven't watched SmackDown in a long time, like regularly.
Yeah. And I think another reason is like we had just like no lie, 6 months ago, this was for the NXT World Title
Yeah, it
in
was.
fucking
At the end of
Orlando.
the year, the beginning of the year, it was the NXT title matchups. And then
And we've
same with
seen
the
it.
Tiffany and Jade. That had some shenanigans, though,
Yep.
for an interesting finish. Jade lost due to, and I guess they had been building this up on SmackDown, I guess a bit with Charlotte and Jade. I
They
haven't
have.
seen, but Charlotte eventually got involved. Of course, we saw BFAB and Michin get involved. That led to Charlotte to even the odds, and then she hit Jade with the women's U.S. title. That helped Tiffany retain. Oh, actually, Chelsea actually is the one who fought off Michin and BFAB. Excuse me. Um,
Which is awesome.
yeah, and that's when Charlotte came out and hit Jade with the title. So yeah, so we're definitely getting Jade Charlotte at SummerSlam. That's gonna be a non-title match. That's definitely deserving to be on the card for not for a title. But this match just wasn't anything special besides the ending.
Yeah. So, of course, like you said, you haven't been watching SmackDown. So the reason it was significant for Charlotte to be there was because they BFAB and Michin attacked Charlotte as she was making her entrance for the Queen of the Ring against Liv.
That's
That's
right.
why
I
her knee
remember
was
seeing about
messed up.
that. That's right. Yeah,
Um,
that was on SmackDown. I think
2
I think
SmackDowns
I
ago,
had it
yeah.
up and I remember that happened. I was like, oh, poor Charlotte,
And
because
then, of
I'm a
course,
Liv fan. So
Chelsea. Okay, Chelsea has been
she's
just
been wanting to
trying.
have Tiffany like, oh, are you gonna come out with me? I've seen some of that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, so this was her way of maybe getting back into the good grace and getting someone back on her side. I think that's a way to get herself back in the title picture and to, get another title shot.
Mhm.
Also, on this, Tiffany took a nasty fucking knee strike that looked like it loosened one of her damn teeth. I don't know if you noticed that.
Didn't.
But my god, it was like one of the like it was like almost like the same thing that happened with Charlotte at WrestleMania. It was like one of those front ones, and like when she sat up, you could kind of see it, but I think she wiped it away. It might have been just some blood there, but like it was a nasty fucking knee spot.
And then, of course, the main event, we saw Sammy win. We've already talked about him winning, but we didn't really talk about the match. I did say how I think that they should have, like, the best time would have been 2 years ago against Roman or whenever that was.
Mhm.
Before, obviously, it led to, it was before Cody pulled it, but that was definitely the time when Sammy was the hottest. And you could have did it. But I will say this was definitely worth it. I just don't know where they go from here with Sammy. Like, I saw someone say this is gonna play out exactly like it did last year. So they were kind of criticizing in the sense of that last year for Crown Jewel, they took the title off Cody, um, and he won it back afterwards. So I saw someone say they're gonna do it again this year. Watch, they'll have it be like Sammy Roman or some bullshit or Oba Sammy or whatever, and then they'll have Cody win it back from him after that. I don't know.
It's gonna be quick,
You think? You don't think it's gonna be like a Darby reign, like a month?
maybe. I do. He'll
He
hold it
could
till
lose it at
SummerSlam.
Saturday Night's Main
Whoever he fights.
Event, so
God, I don't know.
you can even have him lose it on the
How
SmackDown.
he's gonna hold it to Mania and win it at Mania too
I just
in
don't
Saudi.
see. I don't know, man. We'll see
I
how
don't.
it
I don't.
goes. I just don't know where it goes from here now. Like, it has to. I feel like it has to either go to Gunther Sammy and then eventually Cody Sammy 1-on-1. But you know what would be the
There's been.
best? As much as it's happened, KO comes back and we get KO Sammy. It's
Ah,
happened a
that'd be
million times,
nice.
but with Sammy as champion would be a great dynamic.
You know what would be even better? Ilya Sammy for the title.
That'd be good. They've had good matches.
They have.
So yeah,
But
so it's gonna be interesting. It was the way they did it too is so good with all of the like I said, Cody hit the crossroads on both guys.
a
Sammy was
double,
hitting
yeah.
like they were all like hitting their shit on each other. It was pretty fucking insane until Sammy was able to finally pull it off. I really didn't think he was gonna pull it off.
I didn't either. I've seen a lot of mixed reviews and feelings about this. Like there were people that were like overexcited, excited, pissed off, overly pissed off. Like
Yeah, I see a lot of people saying he's not deserving of the world title. I've seen, the very ecstatic people, finally, damn, finally it's happened and stuff. And I don't know. It was just done. The match was done well. Like I didn't think he was gonna win it. Again, not really watching it. I'd seen the clips of like the build up and obviously the match that happened on Friday where Sammy was the ref the Friday before and everything. So I'd seen everything, and how they built it, and it was done well to conceal him actually winning.
yes, it,
So I
it
did
was
see
done
people
great.
speculating that he was going to win, but the majority I don't think had him at all.
I mean, even in our predictions, like if anyone was gonna win, we said it should be Sammy, but we didn't think it would be. We thought Cody would retain.
I'm kind of over Cody as champion right now too. Like he's only had 2 reigns technically, but like his whole
Dude, don't
story was to get the title, and then he got it, and then they did the Cena stuff with him, and he beat him finally to get it for his second reign. So I'm hoping that he gets like a bit longer of a time between ever. I'm sure he's gonna get it a third time, if not the world
he
title.
does he doesn't need to have it again.
And of course, the speculation has been since Meltzer says that he thinks that we'll see Punk return in July on Raw and the Punk at the Chicago show. Could Cody be on that show and we set up a Cody Punk match? They've kind of had confrontations throughout the year where they seem like they're going to set up a match with each other eventually. So could this finally happen at SummerSlam, non-title?
I thought I thought it was gonna be for the title
Mm-hmm.
to begin with because Cody was like anytime, anywhere, and Punk decided to go home and take some time off.
Yeah.
So I don't know what happened with that whole possible build up, but now it's not gonna be for the title. It's just gonna be a one-on-one match. I just don't know how you would build that with Punk just randomly showing back up and
You could just build it off the confrontations they've
feuding.
already had and being like, I'm just the best in the world. And I'm sure Punk could fucking spin a promo on that makes Cody enough.
Yeah,
And I'm sure they'll have a good one to set it up. Punk would be more tweener, I feel like, during that.
yeah. Cody will hit him with easy to find, hard to beat. It's just, why the fuck that's his catchphrase right now?
And I'm sure there'll be an AEW reference thrown in there.
Oh yeah,
Back
you
in
couldn't beat
Atlanta
me
when
over
you were starting
there.
fights. I don't know if he'll say Atlanta. I might say like London or something, but or
Some
Chicago
shit.
because that was all out. But yeah, I'm sure that'll be good. I'm sure they could spin something to do that at SummerSlam.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that. Keep Cody as far away from the title right now as possible.
So let's glaze through these. And, I guess I don't know if glaze was the right term. Let's kind of get through these NXT and TNA because it's getting hella late for you. So, um, NXT Great American Bash. I didn't really care for Tony D Naruku. I really thought we were gonna get like they made a lot of references to Evil's House of Torture promotion without really naming it. I kind of figured that we might see the same here.
hmm
That
I
we'd see maybe
I
Hiromu
thought
Takahashi debut and something, but it was a clean fucking win for Tony D. And he immediately attacked Naruku, spearing him through the fucking that little
this
wall thing or whatever you want to call it.
the pedestal area, yeah.
Or yeah, where they have the balcony, yeah, like the wall below it. So it was pretty hard hitting match, but it felt short. And I will say, like I did see mainly just the beginning of the show and then the last match. Dude, it definitely was more commercial heavy. And I watched via the VPN on Netflix,
Yeah.
but it was way more commercial heavy. We had the whole the dun 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 fucking
Dun,
music and
dun, dun.
shit.
Fuck
And
yes.
yeah, it was way more commercials then. And it was already commercial heavy, like even when it was like on YouTube there for the month or two that it was. Um, and Peacock obviously is the typical Peacock experience where you got the time in between the matches, all that. But it was way more commercial heavy on CW. Like there was commercials during the matches. Like so, if you weren't on
Yeah,
Netflix, you weren't seeing the full match. And that's an
yeah. So
NXT PLE, folks.
I took the for some reason when I woke up, I decided to take the blue pill and was like, "Hey, I'm just gonna watch everything without a VPN today." Well, that was a fucking mistake.
That's funny.
I was like, "Oh, this is great. This match is
Did you
going
have the
great."
issue? How did okay? No. So then, how did you watch AW? Because I watched on my AW, and as soon as the pre-show ended on my AW fucking crashed, and I missed the entrances for the opening match. Like I came in and the match, the bell rang right as it finally started. But it was down for like 3, 4, 5 minutes before I could finally watch the pay per view. So annoying.
Yeah, I
Every
ordered it
company
on
for me
HBO.
at some point had issues today. Everything. NXT started by playing SmackDown. It was the Danhausen segment from SmackDown, like the him and Cardona and all that.
Oh, shit.
I was like,
That's
"What is
good.
going on?" I was like, "Is everyone else having this issue?" And they're like, "Yeah, I'm seeing SmackDown. What the fuck?" It fixed it within like 10 seconds, but still, I was
I
like,
will
every show.
say
And then for me, TNA had the issues with the Hardy match. There was, and I looked it up. A lot of other people had the same issues with it, where it was like cutting in and out. It was really bad for quite a bit there, for like a good 4 or 5 minutes of the match.
so the only thing I had issues with was the Great American Bash. So, it was on the CW. Now CW is a on the weekends is a local, weather station for us
Oh, they
here
interrupted you
in
for
North
weather alert.
Carolina. So, there was a severe thunderstorm on the eastern side of North Carolina, and of course, that weather station covers from the mountains to the coast, and they were giving us updates on the fucking storm during the pre-show. I didn't get to see any of the pre-show.
I don't
None
even
of
watch
it.
any of that. I never watched a lot of
But,
that.
like, I was just wanting to see what it was because, of course, Kevin Owens was gonna be there. I thought we might get a medical update, but no, no, it was just fantastic news the whole fucking time. Just that the red boxes around certain areas where, "Hey, high
Yeah,
winds,
like the
take
scrolling
shelter."
text and shit or whatever.
It's like, God almighty.
That
Yeah,
sucks. Oh man, at least it wasn't the main show.
yeah. No, the main show was 5 minutes wrestling, 30 minutes
Lot
commercials.
shorter
5 minutes.
matches for sure than a normal NXT PO. And it was kind of funny because this was a 7 match card.
Oh, yeah, we was even talking about, like, holy shit, like, NXT, they're competing tonight. Nah, fuck no. Too many
Like I
commercials.
thought Saquon and Dion, because I wasn't really focused on that. I forgot whatever match I was watching on it, but I remember looking up thinking, wow, the Saquon and Dion are still going. Like in my head, I was like, they're getting some time. And then after I was like, wow, that finally ended, and someone in my chat goes, they only went 7 minutes. Oh.
Dude, no, it fucking was.
I was like, damn,
'Cause
that's a lot shorter than it felt like when I wasn't even watching it. I just look up and I was like, damn, it's still going. Damn, it's still going.
I felt
Like,
felt the same way about Tavion, like,
yeah,
I
that
don't
one
know
too.
what
And someone told
Tavion
me that one
felt.
wasn't that long either. They were like, that one wasn't like that might have been the one I mixed it up on. That might have been that one that I said went long. And then they were like, no, that one like or whatever it was. I was like, oh, really? But people
Yeah,
were
'cause I
hyping that
was
one up. My chat was like the ones who were really watching it, they're like, that's a good match. Go watch it.
yeah, that did seem like a good match. Of course, Miles, I think, might won, right? He hit the born
Miles
again,
retained,
zigzag,
yeah.
whatever, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he retained. And then Saquon defeated Dion. That's another match I didn't see much of at all.
Nope.
I did see a
I
Ren and Ariana. I was looking up quite a bit at that because I did want to. I was thinking that Birthright would cost Ren, but Charlie just got on the
the
apron and Ren's face, and Ren's like, "Bitch." I was like, "Yeah, fuck Charlie." Again,
birthright
though,
did normal
I hate
birthright.
where Charlie's at right now. Man, he's so good.
He needs to go over there and join David Finlay at this fucking point. Talk shit
Right.
about his dad, like, 'cause that's what David Finlay's doing.
I worked with your brother,
AEW.
and this shit has sucked. I'm just kidding.
Like, I don't understand it.
But yeah,
It
so
doesn't.
I really missed a lot. I didn't see Shiloh and Tristan either. But I did see Zarya and Tatum. I saw the first two and then the main event. But the main event was incredible. Kendall and Lola have great chemistry. I did not expect Kendall to win. I think Lola might be going up.
Yeah. I caught the last 5 minutes of that match, and I was like, "All right, we're good." I said, "I don't care what anyone if you don't wanna listen to this one, that's on y'all, but I'm
Oh, I
watching
watched
the
the
end
whole
of this
thing.
match."
I as soon as the entrances started, I muted Forbidden Door and I was focused on that.
It was a good match. It
Oh, they
it
killed it.
it showcased Lola 100%, and when I seen Kendall's parents out there, I was like, "Oh, yeah,
Lola's family was there
she's
too,
got
though.
this." That is true.
But that's like that's
They
the
were on
first
the
time we've
other
seen her
side.
lose in front of her family. So
It's not. She lost the first title opportunity, won it the second time in front of her family. So,
yeah, so
but it's
I think it could be Lola's like leading to her going up to the main roster, especially since, she's with Damien. It would make sense to move her to SmackDown, in my opinion. And SmackDown's dropping to 2 hours now, though, too. Again, so past Friday was the last 3 hour SmackDown. Ironically, the first 2 hour SmackDown of the year is going to be
it's gonna be
pre-taped.
taped.
Yeah, they're taping it tonight. Technically, tonight it's Monday. It's 1:20 where I am, so it's hella late for you. So I'm trying to finish up here. We're already almost 2 hours in. Um, yeah, so I think she's going up, even though we're losing time on SmackDown. I
Hmm.
know we barely finally debuted Blake on Friday after all the vignettes of like a month almost.
Yeah,
So
that was.
I think she's could be going up. Same with Tatum.
She is. Yeah, Tatum has to be going up. She ate two F5s and a spear to lose. Like I don't like she. Honestly, I thought she was gonna win after she hit the cemetery drive on the floor and then one in the ring. And so I don't know where they would fit in though. Like you said, SmackDown, but SmackDown's already like over full and they don't really utilize everybody.
Yeah, definitely. Gonna be interesting. Wasn't there a backstage segment with Tatum crying and someone and Kendall confronted her and they started brawling or something?
Possibly.
NXT. It felt honestly a lot of tonight for NXT felt like a glorified NXT. Like when they have like when Halloween Havoc would just be like on the normal episode. Kind of
No
that's what
weapons.
it
Yeah.
felt like being on CW. Like I watched on Netflix,
Yeah.
but like with the added breaks during the matches and stuff. And obviously, on watching on Netflix, I didn't have to deal with seeing them, but like it would do the same thing it did on a weekly show. It would cut the audio for like however long, and then they'd fade back in, have a little
Mhm.
countdown timer saying we're in a commercial. And I was like, man, and that means that they're gonna be wrestling like it's on a commercial break. Like there's not gonna
Yeah.
be as much drama now. Like they're gonna be a little bit more rest holdy and maybe the big moves right before the back. That's kind of like I
That,
watch so much that I could lay out how they typically do. The same
that
with
they
when it
really
goes to
dropped the
commercial. A lot of the
ball.
time, it's a big spot on the outside for the first commercial breaks of the match, usually too. Majority of the time.
Yeah, Lola hit what her version of the West Coast pop, and then it
Hmm.
went to commercial break.
Yeah, that's
Because
typical
Lola's
WWE
standing there
spot.
just mean mugging the camera. Like
Hmm.
I was like, what the
But yeah, good. Kelly, what I did see, I didn't see everything.
yeah. I didn't see enough to say it was a bad show. I just know it was fucking commercial filled as hell.
More than usual for sure. And
Yeah.
then I didn't see everything on TNA. Like I put it on during the Elijah AJ Francis match, so I missed like the pre-show
Hmm.
matches. Elena defeated Mara
Oh
Sade
yeah, I
and
did
Indy.
too.
Ricky Sosa defeated Eric Young, and then I missed the X Division title match, which I was bummed about. Because it
Fucking
was
great
Ultimate X.
match.
Yeah, so I was surprised that Alexander. I thought we had talked about it. Maybe Eichner would win.
Jesus Christ, dude. It was Amazing Red and Leon Slater pulled the title down and was holding it there. And of course, Leon pulls it away from Amazing Red. And then the rule is both feet
You have
got to
to
be on the
leave the
mat.
ring. Yeah,
Yeah. And so fucking Cedric out of nowhere just comes in and runs
yanks
and
it.
grabs it. And I was like, what the fuck?
I like that because it's just a bit better than pulling it off the thing. That's because they do it with
Yeah, yeah.
the feast or fire too. Like if or whatever it is the briefcase thing that they do. Like the same thing. You have to pull it off
Mm-hmm.
the thing and you have to touch the ground on the outside. So you
Hit
could
toast the
drop it in
ground.
the
Yeah.
ring, or you could get in the ring. And someone could still hit you with a move, grab it, and leave. So I like that. It's a
Yikes.
different, but yeah. So I didn't see that match. I did see the back half of AJ and Elijah. AJ Francis, man, has really improved since his WWE days. Like I was never really a fan, and he's a really cocky guy on social media.
He
Um,
is.
and he's TNA right to the day. He tweets out always defending TNA almost no matter what. So shout out to him for being a right to your die. It seems like for TNA, but good match. He's really stepped up in the ring. And I guess they were doing a whole gimmick here where Elijah Francis owned his rights, and this match was for all that back for his name and
Yeah.
his guitar and his music and everything.
Yeah. So I don't know how it happened. At some point, Elijah signed something that sold all of his rights on accident.
I
Yeah,
didn't have a secret
I
there.
can't remember it. Yeah,
That's
because I don't
creative. That's
watch the
cool.
weekly. I don't watch the weekly stuff,
Yeah,
so I was kind of confused on
that's
how
a
we
neat
got
story
there.
though. Honestly, that's pretty cool. That's different. Fitz
Yeah,
Elias
so
is
he
exactly or Elijah what he does. Yeah. Oh, I
won
saw.
his music rights and everything.
I saw the clip now that I think about it. The clip was where AJ was like, "Now I even own," because he even brought up Ezekiel and Elias that he owned that too. He said,
Yeah, owned everything.
"Got new knockouts tag champs." I didn't really see this match much. I think I was starting to get ready for. I was getting like stream ready and stuff, creating thumbnails and whatnot. Rosemary and Allie, Demon Bunny or Demon X Bunny defeated Al against Brando in the
Mhm.
TNA Knockout Tag Team Championships. So I didn't really see much in this match. I just did see the finish. That was about it. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Rosemary hit the green mist in the, personal concierge face, which
good. I hate
helped
him.
eliminate him and Ash. Mr. Elegance wasn't out there because he was in the X Division match. I think he
Yeah.
took a pretty nasty bump. But there was a code breaker that Ali hit, I think it was on Heather, and then, of course, the Scorpion death drop by Rosemary for the win. It was it was chaotic because they were terrified of Ali.
That's
Right? Is that
fine.
her
That's
name?
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah. Bunny. Alley
yeah.
Bunny.
Because
Or,
because
or
she
Rosemary.
supposedly, resurrected from the dead because
Yeah.
at
They
one
killed
point
her
she
in the
got wrote
past.
off. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
When she went to AW.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's good. Good for them for winning the tag titles. Then we had Ali with his open challenge. So it was revealed during the pre-show that both Daria and Santino had picked a guy. So it turned into a triple
Mhm.
threat open challenge. And it was revealed first it was Rich Swann, and he looks in great shape,
Yes.
looks awesome. And then, of
Out there
course, we saw
dancing.
Ali come out, and then we saw the debut of Apollo Crews, who's now going by his old name he used on the Indies, Uha Nation.
Hoo-ha Nation, yep.
So his name he
I
used
was really surprised.
before. Someone asked me, they're like, "Who thought of that name?" I was like, "He's had it before. Like he used it for years before he signed to the WWE, so it's not new."
Yeah, I didn't know he went by that before. I was like, "Where did we come
Hmm.
up with this at?" And I looked it up, and yeah, it was like his indie name
That
that
was
he
his
went
name,
by.
yeah. So he came in, and I was a little surprised that Ali retained. I didn't really watch the
Yeah,
full match, but I when he pulled it off, I was like, "Wow!" I really thought they might put it on someone else.
yeah. Apollo was about to win. He went to go hit his finisher, and I can't remember what he calls it, but Agent Zero showed up and took him out, and he distracted him. Mustafa Ali hit like a dive, hit him in the back of the head. They threw him into the steps and like buried him with the steps. And that's how Mustafa hit. I think it was the 450
Mhm.
onto Swan and won the match.
And then we had the No Surrender match, Moose Eddie. The only things I really saw were Moose's family getting involved, and we saw his wife got like
Hmm.
knocked down or whatever it was. And then we saw his son. The only thing I saw his son do was low blow Eddie Edwards at one point.
Yeah.
But yeah, eventually Moose won that. I didn't see that's like the only thing I saw was like that part, the family involvement. Because Sarah was like, "Oh my god, that's his wife." I was like, "What?" And I like turned around and started looking at it.
Yeah, that was I mean, that was the biggest part. I mean, they zip tied Moose to the damn ring through the ropes and just beat him with a kendo stick. But I mean, the biggest part in this match was his family getting involved and then him spearing both Alicia and Eddie through the table to end it.
And then Zaya Brookside defeated Lei Lee. They were tag champs, and then she turned on her. I didn't see anything in this match. I just saw that Zaya won. All I know
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah, that's all I remember, honestly. I can't remember what happened.
Yeah,
During
you
this
watched
match,
three shows tonight, so
I got my food during this match, so
gotcha.
I was eating here. Then
And then again, I said earlier the Hardys. There's Hardys Righteous, Great Hands, and the System. And I had a lot of technical issues, and I saw a lot of people did on Twitter with TNA Plus during this time. And I did see the big spots. I did see Jeff hit the swanton through the ladder.
God
I saw
almighty.
them push the ladder over to Baron Dutch. That knocked them through the
Yep,
tables on the outside. So I did see a lot of the big
yep.
stuff, but there was a lot that I missed because it would just like get like pixelated and then just freeze and then come back in. Like it wasn't like a video like loading thing. It was like it would go pixelation, completely cut audio, and then it would just come back in randomly.
Yeah. The only thing you really missed, like that's the big spots.
Yeah, so I saw
The
all that.
the the righteous brought in that wicked garden ladder that was wrapped
Oh,
in
that and
fucking
that's the one
barbed
that Jeff
wire.
used when he swanton on him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it still had one of those poison flowers on it, which they gave to Brian Myers, and he started to climb up, and then started like having like the little
Emulsions,
seizure, and
yeah.
yeah, so
I
that's
didn't see
still going
that.
on. But I mean, other than that, you've seen the big spots. Like that's
Mhm.
the Hardys are the 20-time tag team champions
That's
across all
insane.
brands. Like,
That's insane. And then, as expected, in my opinion, Nick Nemeth defeated Mike Santana. Obviously, Ryan Nemeth got involved. That kind of helped him.
mhm.
And this was his Call Your Shot trophy cash in, which is hilarious because he's had that forever.
Took him a year.
Was it almost a year? I mean, he won that at Bound
Was
for
it?
Glory, right?
Yeah, Bound for Glory's.
Like October, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
But yeah, quite a
so I
while.
mean, close to it. Yeah.
So yeah, which is funny because they did the double where it was both Kazarian who did it like a week later, and Nemeth held it
Yeah.
forever. So yeah, it was a solid match though. These two put on Nemeth, dude, and Sarah was like, I don't know if I would have put on Nemeth or something like that. And I was like, you know what though, he's such a good wrestler. Like, he's so like he could put on a good match with anyone.
He can.
Yeah,
Um,
like you'd have to be really bad to put on a bad match with Nick Nemeth.
TNA brought out the second win in Nick Nemeth.
Oh,
I'm glad he
he
found.
was still really good in WWE. He just wasn't really being featured a lot toward the end.
Yeah, I mean, he had a good run on NXT with
Mhm.
what him and Rude were doing with Breaker. Wasn't it Breaker who was feuding with back then in NXT?
Yeah, I believe because he defeated. But that was like
Yeah.
2022. That was quite a while ago.
Yeah, I know. But that was like the last real big thing I think he done
Yeah, well, yeah, I
in
forget what you said. What
WWE.
did he get released 2023? I don't even remember.
Yeah, yeah.
But no, it might have been 2024. Anyways, yeah, so he's definitely someone I think, especially if Santana's going over to WWE. I definitely think because there's rumors him and Leon are apparently contracts are up soon. So I
Hmm.
definitely could see both of them, especially because I would have crowned Leon eventually, but if they're not sure if he's resigning, I guess I get.
Yeah. It makes complete sense, and
It
he
was a
looked
good
very
it was a good main
frustrated
event.
after his match.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
Leon did.
Hmm. But yeah, so we'll see if we get a rematch or anything. But yeah, we'll see what happens with Mike. I think he's on his way to the possibly NXT.
I did too.
I could see him getting like a 9 month, 10 month run in NXT like Jordan did.
Mm, it would make a lot of sense. Just get him accustomed to a few things, and he'll be up there.
Oh yeah, and he's already did NXT stuff too. So and worked with
Mhm.
Trick and other people. So yeah, so pretty. What I did see of TNA, like what I did focus on, I thought it was solid wrestling. I don't know all the stories fully because I don't watch the weekly show, but the wrestling that I saw from TNA, solid, really good.
Yeah. And the only two things we did leave out, and of course you may not have seen it, Conan and Amazing Red have been inducted into the TNA Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that will go in for Bound for Glory, I believe. Yeah, so I did see that. I saw the Conan one that was before. I thought it was just a package for Santana, and then it was because we had went live. I was basically live during the main event because that's when we had went live. Was
Yeah.
during that promo, and me and Sarah thought it was just a video hyping up Santana for the main event, and then we realized, oh shit, he's talking about Conan. Like we weren't
Yeah,
fully focused, and we're like, oh shit, okay, this is a Conan Hall of Fame and shit. Oh shit.
I literally thought, oh well, this is him saying goodbye. I was like, wish they wouldn't have done this. Give us a little bit of surprise, and then he said, Conan. I was like, okay, cool. This is not who I was expecting this to be for. This is great.
Oh yeah, so congrats to them. They definitely deserve it for TNA.
Absolutely.
But a few little quick things, and we'll end it because I know it's hella late. We've been going 2 hours. TNA or not TNA, AAA and NXT are going to be having a joint weekend event for Texas on Sunday, August 30th at 11 a.m. Central, which is the same day and probably around the same time as All In once again.
Yep.
So
They
we'll
are.
see how that goes.
I don't think I'm going back to Texas for AAA and NXT. So
I just hate it. It makes me wonder if they're going to run something later that night too, because why is it so early? 11 a.m. Central. That's noon Eastern
I don't know.
for NXT.
AEW is gonna be probably at 1 or 2.
Yeah, it definitely will be. It'll be like
So
a few hours into this.
yeah, it's don't know. It doesn't make sense, but
And then the
it's
last thing I want to talk about is a few months ago, or it might have been less than that. Reports came out that Bishop Dyer, the former Baron Corbin, is heading back to the WWE, and there'd been talks to bring him back creatively, and his name had come up, and he had came out and said, or no, I think it was Meltzer that came out and said he's going to be finishing up at MLW dates soon.
mhm.
And it was Baron or Bishop Dyer replied on Twitter saying, "Oh, I guess people know more about my schedule than me," or something like that. Well, they ran an angle on MLW this week, and he's having contract disputes in this angle.
Mm. Can you imagine that?
So it looks like we'll be seeing him soon.
He's gonna be the one under Danhausen's, like, science
Oh,
experiment,
yeah, that would make sense. I was saying Omos, but yeah, that would make sense actually.
almost.
We memed about him being El Grande too for like 7 months.
But that could be who he brings back to life.
I guess so. Yeah. Like, where were you in? I was homeless, man. Thank you. Just hugs him.
Ah,
No, I'm just kidding. I don't know, but it could
God.
be. I don't know, but yeah, he's definitely on his way back for sure with this whole storyline in MLW now.
Yeah, I don't know what he's gonna do. No fucking clue. He's not gonna go back to NXT.
I could see him going. I
Either
could see him being in that Sean Spears role down there,
last time
putting
we
over a
seen
lot of
him,
these younger guys who are there now.
him and Braun Breaker was one badass tag team.
That was fucking great tag team. But I wouldn't be fully against it. Him being down in NXT, being like as a Sean Spears role, as like I also wouldn't be against him finally winning the NXT title and whatnot. Like he never won that.
Could be a way to get that payoff.
Yeah, he left NXT without ever
Oh,
winning a title. So anyways, I definitely think he's on his way to the WWE. But those are the last few things I wanted to bring up. So,
yes.
if you guys wanted to watch me outside the podcast, check me out, Josh Vibes Up, on my Twitch, Kick, and YouTube. I do live reactions. I'll be live for Raw, and you can check me out on TikTok, Instagram, and all places. Josh Vibes Up everywhere, social media.
And then, of course, if you want to watch anything outside of the podcast for me, it's Kraken Wrestling across all social medias: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and of course here on YouTube as well.
And we went 2 hours. It's fucking 1:30 for me, 3:30 for Kraken, so we're calling it, y'all.